Third down and 9. Back to pass, looking near side. He's throwing on the fade route for Williams Jr. Caught in stride. Touchdown TFA. Williams Jr. and Brian Dillard connect for 48 yards. We've seen that a ton of times this year. This time it gets him to 30 points.
Brian to Brian. It's never a bad combination. Never a bad combination.
They rush all of them and they get him in the backfield. Turnover on downs. DJ Wiley boogieing over to the far side. And they'll take over here inside the red zone.
Ill-advised, go for, inside your own red zone.
Up to Carter, looking right, and it's intercepted! Woo! The screen pass was attempted to be a tunnel on the right, and Danny Odom stuck in there, picked it off. They'll have great field position inside the 25.
Jake, I have to apologize because I watched the game as if I'm playing the game.
So far he's done his damage on the ground, rather. And there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for some Friday night lights action from Orlando, Florida, the home of the First Academy. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Trevor Anderson, and we will bring you the action here from TFA. We are going to play the Hun School from New Jersey, and I'm really excited for this one, Coach.
Yeah, we should be excited for this. Another top team in the country. The Hun School comes in as one of the most prolific passing offenses in the country. But they also have a tremendous force on the other side of the ball that has several tackles for loss as well as a bunch of sacks. So when you start looking at a school like strong version of themselves, looking forward to taking on when you start looking at these two schools as well, you start looking at somebody that's pretty evenly balanced. So the Hun School out of New Jersey. You know, New Jersey is known for a tremendous brand of football. They're hard-nosed in the trenches. They've got great athletes on the outside, and they really they travel well. You know, they travel with a strong roster, and you look forward to these types of teams, giving you problems sometimes if you're a school like TFA.
Absolutely, and again, this is the second team that TFA has played from New Jersey, or from the Northeast rather, in the last 2 weeks. It was a 41-40 loss against St. James Performance Academy last week, and that was a game that they were up 40-16 at halftime. And we talked to Coach Jeff Conaway a little bit before this game about what it's going to mean to finish a game like this, and let's see what he had to say.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight's broadcast. I'm Pressa Sorensen, your sideline interviewer. I'm here with Coach Conaway. So, Coach, y'all had a very close game last week, and I'm just wondering, how have you and the team been preparing for this one?
You know, we watch the film. We try to make as many corrections and confirmations as we can. We want to make sure that we have a great week of practice. I feel like the guys prepared extremely well. We know the game of football is a game of inches, and all of those inches matter. So we're going to try to do our best to make sure that we've learned from our mistakes, we've gotten better, and we figure out how to finish a game this Friday night.
And also, last week, Landon Hawley and Brian Dillard had some great plays. So who do you think the stars are going to be tonight?
You never can tell with these guys because we've got some really good players, and I think what they're learning, what we're all learning, is go out and make plays. Don't count your reps. Make your reps count, and I really believe both of those guys will do that tonight.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, girls.
And the Royals running out of their tunnel here to start this game from the far side in all black today with blue helmets. It's a blackout Wizard of Oz theme on homecoming here for the First Academy. Hosting the Hun School from New Jersey, the Raiders, 6-3, 156th rather in the nation, 4th in New Jersey. They've played a lot of good teams so far this year. Lost to NFL Academy, 34-21. They played St. Francis and actually scored on them, who that's the second best team in the nation. They played them on the road. The team that TFA played last week, the St. James Performance Academy, 181st in the nation. They lost to by 2 touchdowns. So I think for TFA fans, that gives you a little bit of hope that they can hang with this team who's ranked higher than them in the national standings.
Yeah, but you also have a team out of New Jersey who they play some hard-nosed football in New Jersey, and they travel well. They play well on the road. They play well at home. Had a couple tough losses this year, but they remain fully healthy and ready to go. They're also – the quarterback is one of the top in the nation. He is, if I'm not mistaken, number 4 in the nation in passing yards. So Lucas Prock, and he's a sophomore 3-star, and 34 touchdown passes just to 3 interceptions. And that's on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, you have Luke Waffle. I mean, this guy is a menace. He is a defensive end, 22 tackles for loss, 11 sacks, 58 total tackles. When you get that many tackles and that much production on your front line, you're really playing good defense. So TFA has their hands full offensively this morning, but if they don't do anything at all, they score points. So we're going to see a really hard-fought matchup getting ready to ensue right now.
And the Hun School will kick off from the 40-yard line at the middle of the field. And 2 returners back for TFA at the 10-yard line, both at the hash marks.
You love watching the game, especially at the beginning of the game like this. 2 great athletes back to receive the ball.
And the kick is away, and we are off. Caught at the 10-yard line and moving forward. 25-30, 35-40. Still on his feet and brought down at the 45-yard line. Looks like that's Brian Dillard. What a play for the quarterback. Also the DB, wide receiver, doesn't matter. He got it.
You've heard me say it time and time again this season, the Swiss Army knife. Whenever Brian Dillard puts his hands on the ball, amazing things happen. And we were talking about it early this week with one of the players on the team, and he does small things that create opportunities that are very hard, make him very hard to tackle. So anytime you can get the ball in number 3's hands, you're in good shape if you're TFA.
And trips left, 1 right, with Jadion Jackson to the right of Dillard here, snapping from the left hash of the 47-yard line. And slot man left in motion is Powell. It's a fake jet sweep, and Dillard up the middle for more than 10 yards. The ball was on the ground, and the Raiders recovered. Dillard got the first down and lost the football. Turnover TFA on the first play from scrimmage.
This is not the way you want to start if you're TFA. You had an interesting formation with Jadion Jackson in the backfield, Jalen Powell coming in motion, and it was a read. And he made the right choice. He read it. Dillard pulled it, and I'm not sure exactly what happened that made him put the ball on the ground. But I think what you saw coming off the edge is Waffle absolutely destroyed Jalen Powell, knocked him 10 yards into the backfield. And I guess they had an idea. They said, no matter what, we're going to blow up the runner. And that's exactly what they did. But they got the ball back, and it's not a good way to start for TFA.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Fake handoff play action, looking deep. And brought down. It's a sack for TFA. The quarterback, Lucas Prock, tried to roll out to the left, lost 2 yards.
Really slick play action formation that they had there. But when it was all said and done, when you have the front 4 that TFA has coming off the edge, you don't have much time to make that decision, and it led to a sack.
So I actually mark him down 2 yards behind where I thought he was. So second down at 14. Twins to the right, 1 left with the tailback at the 31-yard line, snap from the 38. It is a handoff up the middle and brought down by a couple TFA Royals. That was Nick Diamond, the running back. He'll lose 1 on the play.
I gotta tell you, these first 2 plays here, TFA looks really tough. They look like the TFA that we know they can be in the trenches down there. So as long as they maintain their discipline here, then they're going to be in for a good night up front.
So third down and 15. Trips right, 1 left. Empty set as Coach Gill is heated on the near sideline and calls a timeout. I believe he was upset at C.J. McCoy. He threw his headset on the turf, or the turf at the 40-yard line as McCoy was running off the field. That's not a good sign there, taking a timeout in the first couple minutes.
Listen, things like fumbles happen. The ball gets, some people punch it out or make a good play. We can deal with those types of playing errors. But when it comes down to miscommunication or having the wrong personnel on the field or being in the wrong formation, that's the kind of stuff you can't win with if you do it too many times. And TFA has had a few mistakes over the last few weeks that have cost them dearly. You're talking about a team that's 4-4, Jake, and the 4 losses are by a total of 11 points total. So these losses are coming, at them in a big way. But 3 of those losses, rather, are by 11 total points. And, it's mistakes that lead to that.
Trips right, twins left, empty set for Proc. Back to pass, screen pass over to left. It's a tunnel screen and past the 50, still on his feet with a convoy of blockers. 30, 25, 20, 10, 5, being brought down and tackled at the 1-yard line. What a play for the Raiders, all the way from the 39 to the 1.
It looks like the Hunt School watched some film because people have found either feast or famine in throwing that quick smoke screen over to the receiver in the boundary. Either Danny Odom picks it off or they dedicate 2 or 3 people to him, block him, and they have the entire sideline to themselves, and that's what happened that time.
First down and goal from the 2-yard line. I formation with an extra blocker to the left of the fullback, and flags are on the field from the far side. And the referees meeting at the 11-yard line in the middle of the field, talking this one over. As they do have play clocks out here. I don't believe it was all the way down to 0. But we do have play clocks in both end zones. And it was a false start on the offense, so they'll back them up 5, moving from the 2 to the 7-yard line, still first and goal.
Yeah, good to get a little bit of breathing room there after a big play that puts them down inside the 5-yard line. So now you have an opportunity from the 7. And the way that the front 4 has been playing and the defensive box has been playing, it looks like they may have a good shot if they can remain, disciplined.
First and 7 from the left hash, same formation. Blocker moving across to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Handoff in the eye, up to the 5. Still on his feet and brought down at the 2-yard line. Gain of 5, so they get him back.
Jake, this is that old smash mouth football. I love it. They use an H-back and they have a 2-back set. So they basically have 3 backs in the backfield. They've got an H-back, running up there as an extra blocker. They have a lot of hats in the hole, as they say. A lot of people at the point of contact, and they got 5 yards on that run.
So second down and goal. I formation again, and Nick Diamond is the back. Snap, handoff, and he's met.
Wow.
Big hits from a couple TFA backers, and gain of nothing, third and goal.
What you give up when you put all those backs in the backfield is you give up men on the weak side of the offensive line. And whatever Coach Gill had dialed up right there was a stunt that brought someone right through the A-gap of the weak side and met that back in the backfield. They have an inverted wishbone almost formation back there with 2 backs in the front and 1 tailback in the back. And those 2 guys are clearly up front just to block.
Third down and goal, same formation from the left hash.
Look for the play action here.
It is another handoff up the middle. That's Diamond, and he's met again.
Wow.
A third down stand gives the Raiders a decision to make inside the 5-yard line on their first possession.
Big decision early in the game for the Raiders. But the way they've been running the ball downhill, I got to think that they trust themselves to put the blocking that they've been using to get themselves down here to get this extra 1.5 yards. But I would also watch out for the play action here, Jake. They're a savvy team with the play action, and they have a lot of eye candy.
Fourth down and goal from the 2 at the left hash. Quarterback under center. It's another handoff up the middle for Diamond. Referees running in, and they say he got it. Touchdown Raiders. They open up the scoring. 4 runs right up the gut, and they get 6.
I got to tell you, you get 4 chances inside the 5-yard line. It's hard to stop a lot of teams like that, even with a team that's playing well up front like TFA. But the Raiders get on the board just like that. Big decision early, paid off for them, and now they're kicking an extra point.
Nick Diamond gets in for the rushing touchdown. That's his 11th touchdown of the season. as they gave him 4 straight opportunities there. The kick is up, and it's good. 7-0, the Hun School leading on the road right now. Nick Diamond on the season, 81 carries, 877 yards, averages over 10 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Ran a lot like Cam Scadaboo in those carries there. They just fed him over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, he's a big body. You know, he's a kind of guy that runs downhill, and you know, he's low to the ground. He's compact, and when he gets the ball, when he gets the handoff, he's running top speed. He is not tiptoeing or, you know, taking his time to get there. He is coming to the line of scrimmage, top speed, and that pays off. You keep hammering it home, you're going to get in that end zone.
So Hun will kick off again from the 40. If you're just now joining us, TFA got the opening kickoff, ran it all the way back to the 47-yard line, set up really, really good field position for the Royals, and then Brian Dillard fumbled on the first play. He kept it, and that's his, I believe, his 10th fumble of the year, 6 lost, as that one is caught on the right hash and moving up the field on the kickoff return. The ball is out again. The second play in a row where the ball's been on the ground. It's on the far side at the 35-yard line. And the Raiders are not going nuts, so I believe it was recovered by TFA. 1 turnover and 1 near turnover. If that would have been Hun's ball, would have been a huge gut punch to this team.
Huge gut punch, and they can't use a gut punch right now. They haven't been able to recover from the gut punch just yet, and this is an opportunity to see if they can. So they put a ball on the ground first play. They were saved by the knee, if you will, on that ball that just came out just now, and let's see if they can put something together early here.
First down and 10 from the right hash at the 34-yard line. 1 right, Twins left. Single back with Jadion Jackson on the left side of the line as a blocker. Looking like cover 1 for the defense. Handoff up the middle and got nothing on the play. Brought down by a couple Raider linebackers. One of them in on the stop was number 32, Justin Hoffler, the senior linebacker.
First series here, you've got Brian Williams Jr. solo on the outside with the safety on the opposite hash. Look for them to take a shot right here, whether it's a deep go ball or converting it into a 10-yard stop. They have pretty good chemistry when they run that route combination, and I think that might happen right here.
Twins right, 1 left. Dillard takes a snap, looking left in the shotgun, using his feet, rolls out of the pocket, 32, out to the near sideline, and brought down out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Gain of 1 on the play. Dillard ran a lot farther than 1 yard, though.
Yeah, and it looked like exactly what I was saying before is what they ran. It looked like they ran a 10-yard hitch, but he got flushed out. He didn't have time to actually get the play off.
That was Williams Jr. on the near side. Whitfield is in the slot right. Twins right and left with 1 back with Dillard, who's in the shotgun at the left hash on the 35-yard line. Powell in motion left to right. Fake to him, same play as the one he fumbled on. Up the middle, making defenders miss, and he gets the first down. And
don't tell me he put it on the ground again.
The ball is out again. Dillard on the same play. Lost the football. Hun takes over at TFA's 45-yard line. Brian Dillard, back-to-back fumbles on back-to-back possessions. That's his 7th loss on the season.
That's the gut punch you were talking about right there, Jake. That's the gut punch. Now, bad things have happened. Put the ball on the ground twice. And on both of those plays, it was him trying to fight for more yards. He got about 8 yards, ran straight through 2 defenders, carried them, dragged them 3 more yards. But the Hun School seems to know how to get that ball out of there, and they did it again.
Proc under center. It's a handoff of the middle on the eye. Breaking through for 2 or 3. Still on his feet. And a ton of black jerseys. Still trying to fight down Diamond as he ended up still on his feet after being swallowed by 6 defenders there. So gain of 5.
Diamond definitely has that Scadaboo energy. He's running like a maniac, and his legs just continue to churn, whether they're pushing the pile or he's dragging the pile. They're going to have to deal with this guy. They're going to have to get him on the ground if they want to make sure that he doesn't hurt them.
Diamond definitely relies more on momentum and power than being elusive, but he is just running through that defensive line right now. Twins right, I formation, Proc under center, 40-yard line, closer to the right. It's another handoff up the middle, this time not to Diamond, and a gain of 2 as he'll go down a little bit earlier. I believe that was Chase Enlow, the backup running back, the senior.
Yeah, and, you know, he didn't hit the line of scrimmage near as fast as Diamond did. And you look for Diamond to come back in. He only came out for the play because his helmet came off. But looks like he's back in there now.
Empty set, 5 wide, trips right, 2 left, 3rd down and 3. Brock, the sophomore quarterback in the shotgun, looking right, thrown, and caught at the 32, slicing and dicing to the 27-yard line. 1st down and a gain of 11.
I didn't really like what I saw defensively over there from TFA. They had 2 over 3. They had trips to the boundary, and they had 2 defenders with a safety all the way to the inside. So the quarterback basically just could take his pick of who he wanted to throw the ball to. They only needed 3 yards. He threw a 5-yard hitch, and it was easy. You know, you like to see in those short yardage situations, either A, you dedicate more resources there, or B, you come up in a press coverage that doesn't give the easy opportunities to the defense. If I were playing against TFA right now, that's what I would do. I would just take what they're giving me. You know, it's easier to say from up here in the booth, but and in the moment, they're going to have to make those changes. But if you notice, the long play that they had earlier was on a quick hitch.
Right.
And they just got a 1st down on a quick hitch. So it seems like it's a successful play for them.
The catch was made by Ben Herbeck. We got the catch there, 6'2", senior wide receiver. This team, if you were here, you could see there's not a lot of guys over there on that sideline. A pretty slim team overall making the trip down from Princeton. But they've got guys. In the last 5 years, Hunt has sent more than 17 guys into the Power 4 for recruiting. So definitely a good spot. His Twins right, the Twins left rather, the under center quarterback. Handoff up the middle. This time TFA having none of it. He gets 1 on the carry up to the 26-yard line.
I got to tell you, he was met behind the line of scrimmage, and he still got 1 yard. That means he had 2 yards after contact because of how hard he's running downhill. Diamond is a beast.
Diamond on that play got 2, or got 1 rather. So same formation, Twins left, I formation, under center is Proc. 26-yard line right hash. It's a play action looking over to the left. Proc throws, and it's over the head of his intended target. That was number 44, Tommy Douglas. 3rd down.
Looks like the center judge made a nice block on Danny Odom, who was trying to cover the receiver across the field, which led to a wide open receiver. It's a good thing it was overthrown because he definitely was wide open because he knocked the referee to the ground. Hat flew off. It was chaos. But no harm done for TFA.
3rd and 9 from the right hash. This is the best job TFA has done on defense through 2 plays here, except for that goal line stand. His trips left, Twins right, Proc by himself, empty set. Snap is taken, back to pass, same play as the touchdown, and it's dropped over to the far side. Incomplete. Intended target was Sam Shelby. 4th down and 9 coming up.
Sometimes they say hit him in a bad place. Actually hit him right in the hands, went through his hands, hit his knee. It almost looked like he didn't really see the ball, but I think that the defender jumping in front of the quarterback's face created a little bit of a interference there.
Looks like they're going for it. Same formation from the right hash, trips right, 2 left. And snap is taken, back to pass is Proc. Over the middle, and it's caught. 1st down Raiders, gain of 14 yards. On the catch was Amir Hogan's. 1st down Raiders.
Amir Hogan's is no small fry. 6'2", 215, and then he put his body in between the quarterback and the defender, and caught the ball with a big body coming across for a big 1st down.
Hogan's with 300 yards this year, averages 20 a catch. That one got 14. 1st down and 10 from the 12 at the right hash. I formation with 1 wide out over to the far side. Flag is thrown from the far side yet again when they get in the red zone. And the far side referee running all the way to the head referee at the 23-yard line, telling them what the call is. Was encroachment on the offense. We saw that a little bit last week. I don't know if you figured out what that meant in the meantime.
Yes, to my knowledge, and don't quote me just yet, but I'm going to get confirmation by the end of the 1st quarter. When there's an illegal formation and there were 2 men on the line of scrimmage, one covering up the other one, they'll call that.
Got it. I formation yet again. Handoff up the middle to Diamond. Met immediately and brought down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and long after the false start penalty.
Again, See, Diamond right now is getting these 1 yard, 2 yards, 1 yard, 2 yards. But he's running in the type of fashion I've seen this. You see people like Derrick Henry run the ball like this where they get no yards, no yards, no yards, and then they get, the 60 yards.
Right.
And it's because they're wearing down the defensive line. They have to deal with this guy every single time.
Timeout called by the Hun School, or TFA rather. So they'll be down to 1 in this first half. If you're just now joining us, TFA got the ball to start the game. And they fumbled the ball, Brian Dillard on the 47 in his own half, and then comes out second possession and does the same thing. So we'll see how that could potentially affect the quarterback situation coming up in this next drive. Landon Holly is the next guy who would take the snap most likely. It'll be second down and 15 out of the timeout from the right hash. One wide receiver out wide. To the far side, I formation. The fullback in there is Jack Garbolino, who's a 3-star committed to Buffalo. One of 3 players on this roster committed to go to Buffalo, New York. Snap is taken. Proc handoff to Diamond. Bouncing outside, up the field to the 10. Ball is out. It's on the ground. It looks like it's recovered by Hunt. I couldn't tell if that was the ball or his helmet.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
It popped up.
Something flew in the air.
And it was his helmet. That's the second time Diamond's helmet has come off. And could have been a face mask down there, but either way, 3rd down and 10, no call.
Well, that's one way to stop him from running downhill the next play is to get his helmet off on this play.
Right. Trips out to the right. Twins left, empty set for Proc. They've been here before on this drive. Snap is taken, looking over to the near side. Tunnel screen, lineman blocking to the 10 and brought down at the 8-yard line. Gain of 5 for the Hun School. So it'll be 4th down and a little bit shorter, as looks like the kicker will run out here for the Raiders to try to get 3.
So they tried the same play that they threw to Sam Shelby, number 20, last time that he dropped. They did it on the opposite side of the field. It was a tunnel screen. They see what it looks like now. Those plays are very effective when you set him up the right way, and he caught it that time, but it looked like when he got into the middle of that traffic, he kind of just laid it down.
Kick will come from the 15-yard line, so a 25-yard kick. Snap is taken, kick is up. It had the height and it had the accuracy. It goes in. The Hunt School ups their lead to 10. Chad Trust was the one who kicked it. And we'll take a short break. TFA down 10 early in the first quarter at home. Snap is taken, handoff McCray at the 1, and he'll fight into the end zone. Touchdown for the senior on senior night. He got the first touchdown in the Venice game. This time opens up the scoring at home. Second down and goal from the 2. Handoff to McCray. Can he get a second? Yes, he can. Touchdown, TFA. Extends their lead to 12. Handoff up the middle. McCray again. He'll get his 3rd. 3 rushing touchdowns for the senior going to Pitt. And he loves it over there. Dancing for the cameraman. TFA up 22 points. Dillard up the middle, and he'll walk into the end zone. Brian Dillard got him, and he caught that ball for TFA. And the next kickoff is short. It's going to the far side at the 30-yard line, and TFA lets it bounce out of bounds at the 30, so they'll get some extra yards here. The most interesting factor on this next drive, if I'm a fan here, is who is the quarterback for TFA. Turnovers have been the problem for both Landon Holly and Brian Dillard. For Dillard, it's mostly been on the ground, running the ball, having fumbles. He's lost 11 this year. And for Landon Holly, it's been the interceptions.
Yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic. You know, Landon is dealing with a knee injury that he is fighting through and battling through. He is probably the better of the pocket passers, but it's clearly number 3, Brian Dillard, that's the most dynamic as it relates to being able to make plays with his legs. But don't sleep on Landon Holly. Landon Holly has made plays with his legs this year, including a big first down last week that at a critical time. And, you know, so he can make the plays. They both can make the plays. It just depends on what the defense is giving him and who's the best fit for the moment.
So instead of giving them 10 or 15, they will have them re-kick from the 35-yard line. This one's short over to the near side. Caught at the 20-yard line by McCray, who's up this near side, 30, 35, 40, and pushed out of bounds. They mark him at the 38-yard line on the near side.
You know, one thing that TFA has gotten over the last several weeks is really good starting field position after kickoffs. they've got dynamic receivers back there that are getting them into a good position. The downside is that they haven't always taken advantage of it. You know, last week I want to say that they got to the 50-yard line 3 or 4 times on the opening possession and haven't been able to capitalize as much as they need to. So let's see if they can do it here.
Twins right and left. Landon Holly is the quarterback. Jadion Jackson blocking at the left side of the line, and one running back. Snap from the 37, heavy rush. Holly steps up in the pocket, delivers over to the far side, wide open receiver, and he let him too much out of bounds. Holly would have had a gain of probably 20, 30 yards if he would have connected that one, but just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like they just lost track of where Brian Dillard was. Maybe they thought he was still back there playing quarterback, but he was out there running wide open. Again, he's one of the best ATHs or athletes in the country, and he shows why. He can get open at any time. He can throw every pass. He can catch every pass. He can defend every pass. Swiss Army knife.
Second down and 10, trips to the right, one left. And the snap is low, bobbled by Holly, and he's got to fall on it, and he does. Collects it at the 31-yard line, just above the numbers. Loss of 7 yards on the play, so the mistakes continuing to pile up for TFA.
Yeah, just a poor snap. Low and outside of Landon, and to his injured knee side as well. So getting down there and grabbing it fast was, you know, not something that he was going to be able to do. But the snap definitely was bad, low and to the left. So you look for Landon right now. You want him to get in a groove, and if we can get, you know, a half to 2/3 of this these yards back right here, he can be in good shape.
3rd and 17. Timeout on the field for the First Academy. I believe that's their 3rd timeout charged.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Because on the board it does say, yeah, they've taken all their timeouts. So 2:14 left to go in the first quarter. TFA with a big play coming up here on the other side. It's a 3rd down and 17. Trips out to the right, one left. Holly still the quarterback. Back to pass inside the 25, stepping up in the pocket and brought down from behind. Holly gets sacked at the 28-yard line, and that was by number 5, Amir Hogans. And that's 4th down and long for TFA coming up.
Good news for TFA, you did not turn the ball over on that possession. Bad news, you couldn't get anything cooking. You got negative 10 yards on that possession, and that's before the punt.
And the ball is at the 28-yard line. Punt coming from the 14. Snap, it's a low snap, caught by the punter, and he'll get it off just in time. It's a high end over end. Fair catch called for at the 40 and caught. So the Hunt School will take over as Brady Shire on the catch. And they'll start at the right hash. This is a big opportunity to create a ton more separation against this TFA team, and not to mention they will get the ball first in the second half. And the way they play, they run the ball a lot, which can turn a lot of time off the clock and not leave TFA with much time to come back if they keep putting points up on the board.
It's pretty unique to see. I expected to come see some big-time passing attack. The quarterback, Lucas Prock, throws for 352 yards a game. He's the number 4 quarterback in the country passing, but they're running downhill like they know something.
1st down and 10. Prock back to pass, looking over the middle, and it's caught with a flag at the 40-yard line. Amir Hogans, what a catch.
Incredible catch. Looked like it could be a pass interference on David Coleman.
What a play there to find Hogans over the middle. It is a 1st down with the PI attached to it. So they'll get the ball in plus territory at the 38-yard line, closer to the right hash. And TFA right now lifeless on the near sideline.
Yeah, you always notice the energy, don't you? You notice the energy or the lack thereof. You can see it in the posture of the people on the sidelines.
1st and 10, Twins left and Twins right. Back to the left of Proc. Man in motion from the right side. And it is a jet sweep over there. Shire breaks through the 40, 35-30, up the far sideline, 25-20. Still on his feet and finally pushed out of bounds. They say he stepped out at the 21. So it was a little shorter than they assumed, but still a gain of 15. If the play stands, there is a flag at the 41-yard line just below the numbers.
It looks like it could have been a holding on the outside over there with one of the receivers. It looked odd how he got to the edge, or maybe even a block in the back. Yeah, it's against the offense.
So it will be a loss of yards for Hun. It was a holding, so a 10-yard penalty, which will push him back from the 38 to the 48. And they were already inside the red zone. Could have been inside the 10 if Shire stayed in bounds, but now they'll be all the way at the 48-yard line. And Twins to the right, one left, a couple tight ends, and a back to the left of Proc, who's in the shotgun. Left hash to the 48. Defensive lineman for TFA jumps off sides, no call. Proc deep drop, throws on the screen pass over to the far side for Diamond. Initial contact was at the 48 and pushed out at the 45, gain of 3.
I think it's the right call. Run a nice screen play where you get the defensive lineman running upfield with the ears pinned back. Let them come through, throw the ball right behind them, and they still got 2 or 3 yards on that. So that was definitely a good call to keep the defense honest right there, especially on a 1st and long situation.
42 seconds on the clock, 2nd down and 15. A couple fullbacks, a running back, Proc under center, Twins right, one left. And rolling out to the right is Proc, throwing over the middle, across his body, and it's Shire! 20, 10, one man to beat, and he got in there. Touchdown, Hun! What a strike! 45-yard pitch and catch. Hun takes a commanding lead on the road.
Beautiful play design there. You had 2 backs in the backfield, which resembled some of the running plays that they've done. You roll out, you sprint out to the right side, set your feet, flow everything to the right, and throw it back across the field to the near side receiver that has gone all the way back across the field, has a safety following him for a wide open receiver for a touchdown.
Snap, kick, it's up and good, but there was a flag from the near side, laying at the 4-yard line. Trying to communicate with the head ref what the call was. And it was an encroachment on the defense. Penalty is declined, so the kick will stand. 17-zip, Hun on top.
I think they may have to actually kick this ball because they blew it dead beforehand.
That is true, they did, so they will reset. 33.7 on the clock. Let's see if he can do it again for the 3rd time today. And he does so. 17-0 for the road team in Hun. Some backstory on him. 6-3 overall, 159th in the nation, 4th in New Jersey. A couple of their losses have been to big-time teams, including the NFL Academy overseas. The St. James Performance Academy, who's now 181st in the nation after last week. They jumped 700 spots in the national rankings after beating TFA.
Man.
And then barely lost last week to St. Francis, who's 2nd in the nation by around 22 points when TFA lost to them by 37. But that loss to St. James, I think, gave a lot of us some hope that this would be a tight game. But right now, it's been dominated by the Raiders.
I think psychology has to come into play here now because you got to think. Last week against St. James, was it 24-0? 24-0, and 40-16. You're able to go up that many, and the team is actually able to come back. Now it just has to be you that comes back.
Kickoff is short into the 30-yard line on the near side. Caught. It's Bam Whitfield who runs through a couple defenders and out of bounds at the 37. It's a kick return of 7 yards. And right now we're still in the first quarter with 29.4 left on the clock. TFA in need of a good drive here, not just to stay in the game, but keep their morale up as well.
Yeah, you need a big play. I mean, big plays change everything. Imagine in this first couple of plays you get a big play. 17-7. You get a stop, you get another big play. You go into to halftime with a respectable score. I mean, even if you score again, it's 17-14. Get a couple stops and clean up a couple things. It doesn't take much to change the momentum.
Trips out to the right, including the newest check-in, Taj Anderson on the far side with Demetrius McCray in the backfield alongside Holly. 37 left hash, Hand off to McCray, sweeping to the left side, cuts back up the middle, 40, and brought down at the 42. Gain of 4 for McCray.
I like the change they made back there. I don't think Jalen Powell is still 100%. As dynamic and as powerful and as elusive of a running back he is, he's just not healthy right now. And putting Demetrius McCray in the backfield definitely gives TFA an edge.
Tempo offense, 2nd down and 6, trips out left, 1 right. Ramsey stands up, and the ball is on the ground. Holly throws it to the near side, caught by Williams Jr. up the boundary, 45-50, and pushed out of bounds at the 46. They mark him 2 yards short of the line to gain. 46, so 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Scary throw there. Looks like they read it. They're watching. They're up on their film, and whoever needs to be accounted for is just not being accounted for out there. When you want to throw that quick smoke screen, you have to account for all the bodies that are running downhill top speed. And that ball was almost picked off, but Brian Williams Jr. did a good job of securing it and getting up the field.
Yeah, the edge closer to this near side stood up and tried to block that pass, just couldn't get his paw on it. Could have been another pick, and if it was intercepted, maybe a pick 6. But TFA, it's a 3rd down and 2 coming up in the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 9. Back to pass, looking near side. He's throwing on the fade route for Williams Jr. Caught in stride. Touchdown TFA. Williams Jr. and Brian Dillard connect for 48 yards. We've seen that a ton of times this year. This time it gets him to 30 points.
Brian to Brian. It's never a bad combination. Never a bad combination.
They rush all over him, and they get him in the backfield. Turnover on downs. DJ Wiley boogieing over to the far side, and they'll take over here inside. After the short break between quarters, 3rd down and 2 from the left hash on the far side. Slot man in motion from left to right, handoff up the middle for McCray. He stopped shy. Flag late from the back judge, who throws it in from the 35-yard line. And it made it all the way to the line of scrimmage. So
every referee on the field threw a flag that ended up right on the logo in the middle of the field.
Yep. Pretty accurate there from the referees.
Oh, yeah, very accurate. Strong arm.
And they will move TFA up, so an automatic 1st down. Personal foul, and it was a face mask, so they'll add 15 to the end of that run. So the takeover, looks like they'll spot the ball inside the 40 at the 39, just left of center. 1st down and 10. Twins right, stacked at the 40-yard line in the 38 with 1 back. Holly is the quarterback. Snap is taken. Play action, looking over the middle on the slant, and it's way over the head of Williams Jr. Incomplete. Holly hit the deck after the throw. 2nd down.
Yeah, it looked like he got rid of it just a fraction sooner than he probably would have liked to. Heat was coming, and they made sure that they let them know that he was there. He ends up on the ground right there, and if you got to pick your quarterback up, enough times, it starts to take its toll.
2nd and 10, left hash, 39-yard line. Twins right, 1 left, single back. And it's a handoff up the middle to McCray, breaking through the line of scrimmage and down at the 30, just short of the sticks. 3rd down and 1 at the 30-yard line.
I got to tell you, Demetrius McCray is a tremendous running back. He understands how to run low, run powerful, and run through contact.
3rd and 1, tempo offense, handoff to the middle of McCray, slicing and dicing, still on his feet to the 23. 1st down for 6 yards for McCray.
Every time that they have been successful over the last few weeks, McCray has been in the backfield. And last week he had 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half, and here he is again just running downhill.
1st and 10, 23-yard line, Twins right, 1 left. McCray in the backfield, handoff. He's moving to the left side, 20, 15, and pushed out at the 15. Gain of, I believe, 9 on the play.
Whenever 6 touches the ball, positive things happen. I'm telling you, and it's been like that for 2 years now. When 6 gets involved, positive things happen for the TFA offense.
2nd and 1, McCray still the back, Twins right, 1 left, couple tight ends. Handoff again to McCray up the middle. They've fed him this possession, and he's brought down, looks like short of the line to gain, just by a little bit, so 3rd down in inches.
Don't need anything tricky, anything fancy. You're running downhill, run downhill again, get the 1st down, and then you can open up your playbook a little bit inside the 10-yard line.
Same formation from the 15. Hun almost jumped off sides, no call as TFA looks over to the near sideline.
Looked like that probably should have been an encroachment. Half the defense came across the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
and came back.
McCray is the back, standing to the right of Holly as he now moves to the left. Holly in the shotgun, takes the snap. Was a play-action pass, but it's blown dead by the near side referee. Encroachment, I believe, on the defense. I think the ref pointed over there.
Yeah, it looked like it did.
So they will move TFA forward. That's the second penalty on this drive that Hunt has had that has given TFA a first down.
And that's the break you need right there. Now TFA needs to go ahead and just get this ball to the end zone. It can change the momentum and the energy very quickly. Just keep giving Six the ball. Keep feeding them.
First
they
and
haven't
goal.
stopped them yet.
First and goal, same formation. McCray is the back. Holly the snap. Handoff to McCray. Taking his time. He's being patient. 7-yard line, gets to the 6. Gain of 4. Second down and goal.
Tremendous patience there. Tremendous power there. Good combination.
Tempo offense. Twins right, one left. McCray is the back from the right hash. Handoff up the middle. Bouncing to the outside. Following his blockers. 5. Pushing his way in. And he got there. Touchdown, Demetrius McCray. Starts off the game with the first touchdown for TFA. That'll get him within a reasonable distance of the Hun school.
Yeah, I mean, he's proven week after week after week. Unfortunately, you see Jalen Powell go down a few weeks ago with an ankle injury that he's been battling back from, and he's still effective when he's in there. But right now, a healthy 6 back there is giving TFA the best chance right now to score touchdowns and move the ball. And you can see that as evidence from last week and this week.
They fed McCray all drive. He'll get his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. His 9th total touchdown. And he averages 25 yards a game running the ball. But he's bound to have more if they continue to do that, as the kick is up and good by Vance Phones. 10-point deficit now for TFA. And this sideline, the stands are ignited with a little bit more energy now, as you heard the cowbells going off for the first time this game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're starting to see right now that if you just, you know, matriculate the ball down the field with what works, don't try to force anything, don't try anything new, you're going to be successful. When you have Demetrius McCray back there running the ball, he is, and I've referenced it before, he's very much like Debo Samuel. If you haven't seen him play before, you know, Debo will go line up on the outside as a receiver, and he's a very effective wide receiver. And then they line him up in the backfield. He's a very effective running back, running off tackle. He's got that type of a build. He's very physically built. He's strong. He's big. And he understands how to be patient and powerful at the same time. He's the kind of guy who can help you not only score points but control the clock as well. And TFA is going to need that at some point very soon coming up in this game.
Low kickoff for the first time this game. Vance Phones lines it up from the left hash to the 40-yard line. 2 back to receive for the Hun School. 1 in the middle of the field at the 10. 1 on the 3-yard line on the far side. And that kick is way in the end zone. Touchback for TFA.
Wow.
Hun will take over. Talk a little bit about this quarterback, Lucas Prock. They've played so fast, it's been hard to talk about him.
Right.
72% completion percentage. As you mentioned, 352 yards per game. 35 passing touchdowns with the 1 to Shire earlier in the first quarter. Only 3 interceptions. This guy, only as a sophomore, has looked fantastic today so far.
Yeah, he's a 3-star, you know, recruit, and he's the kind of guy that you can tell why. He has a lot of patience back there, and he's the kind of player that when you start watching him play, you start realizing that there's somebody that's been there before.
In the shotgun is Proc. Twins out right, 1 left, back to pass, looking far side. It's a one-on-one and caught with 1 hand. Oh my goodness! What a catch at the 35. That was Finbar Malloy who was one-on-one and made the grab.
That was one of those defensive plays by Danny Odom where you cannot be in a better place. The ball can't be in any other place and not get defended. And even the receiver kind of reached his hand up as a last effort to try to touch the ball, and the ball just stuck on his hand. A tremendous catch by the receiver out there.
Twins right, 1 left. I formation with Proc under center. TFA jumped, offside, no call. Proc handoff to the fullback up the middle, bouncing outside, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40 over on the far side, still charging through defenders. Carries a convoy to the 25-yard line. Jack Garbolino with the carry.
Man, that was a tough run. And I said it, you know, before, and I'll say it again. I appreciate wanting to get the ball out, but we got to get this guy on the ground because while you're trying to punch the ball out, he's running another 20 yards down the field. Grab the guy's legs and get him on the ground. He can't run without his legs.
What a run. Man, they have had a couple big plays on the ground. That one just a fullback dive for a massive gain, and I believe that was actually Malloy on the carry. So first down and 10 from the right hash, 25-yard line, Twins right, one left, I formation. Handoff to the fullback yet again. It's a different one this time. Gets to the 20-yard line for a gain of 5.
Yeah, you know, they're running downhill right now, and this is what you have to do. When you have somebody backing up right now, you come right back and you run downhill. That's what you have to be able to do to be able to control the clock.
Down to near 8:30 left in the first half. Twins left, one right, I formation. The fullback in there looks to be Amir Hogan's. And a handoff to Diamond, but it's blown dead. It is a timeout for the offense, the second charge timeout of the game. So TFA has TFA has one left rather, and Hun has one left. It'll be second down and 5 from the middle of the field. And Finbar Malloy, the one with the big catch, and the 16 for 327 yards this year, 20.5 yards per catch with 4 touchdowns, and actually is tied for the lead in target share on this team with 14%. It's really hard to put a guy like Danny Odom on their best wide receiver because they've got 3 guys with a 14% target share.
Yeah, you don't know who he is. I mean, they have, out of their 4 receivers, they've got one with 21 receptions, one with 14, one with 16, one with 15, and another one with 14. They've got 5 receivers in double digits of receiving, and they all average between 470 and 290 yards total. So they distribute the ball very, very well. So it's hard to tell who's the guy, but everybody that catches the ball seems to be able to make a play.
Second down and 5, Twins left, one right, I formation for Proc. Snap, handoff to Diamond, bouncing outside, brought down from behind after a gain of 1 by TFA, third down and 4.
This is a gigantic series for TFA right now. If they can get a stop or at least get out of here with a field goal, that's going to be a huge victory. They haven't been able to slow them down yet. They haven't gotten a turnover on downs just yet. But, actually they did get 1 turnover on downs. But now you're looking at a situation that it's almost a must-stop right now if you want to keep the momentum going in your direction.
Third and 5 from the right hash, trips left, Twins right. They love this look on third down and long. Proc empty set. Back to pass, looking left, going through his progressions, rushes to the right, throws it on the run and caught 10 and brought down at the 5, still on his feet actually, and thrown down at the 1-yard line. Proc did a great job of just extending that play, running out to the flat, delivering a dime for the first down.
There's a toughness about this Hun school here. There's a toughness in every single person that gets the ball, as if they refuse to be tackled. And it's across the board. You can tell it's part of their culture and part of their mentality because these guys are running tough every single time they get the ball.
First and goal, I formation with 2 fullbacks, 1 wide receiver at the left hash on the near side. It's a snap, handoff up the middle to Diamond, and he'll get in. Diamond is shining under the lights. His second rushing touchdown of the game.
Diamond's a force, and he is running downhill with not much answer, honestly. I mean, even on the short gains that he's getting, he's wearing the front 4 down, and the second level has got to be prepared too. And you have to make sure you have gap integrity or you will not stop this guy.
So they will kick the extra point here. It's Trust, who's 3 for 3 on kicks today. Snap, hold, kick. It's up and good. 4 for 4. 5 for 5 if you count the one that was a penalty that took it away. Now Hun with a 17-point lead. 7:29 left to go in this first half. Hunt will kick off again. This one's short, over to the left side, caught at the 30-yard line and running towards the middle. Breaking to the 40, still on his feet to the 45. Just to the left side of that TFA logo, the lion in the middle. 7:22 left in the first half. The last drive that they had ended up as a touchdown, and they basically fed Demetrius McCray. Got 6 touches on the drive, and you got 6.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it to Demetrius McCray as well. You know, when you have somebody that game after game for the last 3 games has been running downhill the way that he has, you got to feed him. Even against Venice several weeks ago, he put the game on his back with the rushing game as well as the receiving game.
1st and 10 from the middle of the field, 45-yard line. Twins right, 1 left, couple tight ends. Handoff to Demetrius McCray, the right side, 45, breaks a tackle, 50, and runs out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Gain of 9 for McCray.
I mean, he just understands how to stay on his feet. You know, he just rather not get tackled. And so as you can see now, he ran the ball. Now he's going out to the slot. So
2nd down and 1. Twins right and left. Holly rolling out to the left side. Jackson blocking for him. Thrown on the run. It's a wobbler and incomplete. Holly got hit on the throw, and it landed like a dying duck at the 38-yard line. 3rd and 1.
We've seen those footballs fall into the hands of the defense a few times over the last several games as well. So it's good to see that one fall short.
3rd down and 1. Holly hands it off to McCray up the middle. I think he got it. The referee is walking out ahead of the sticks, and they'll give it to him. 1st down, TFA. McCray on the rush. Holly back to pass, and he's swapped. Flips it to McCray, 50, 45, 40. Still on his feet is McCray and walks out at the 30.
Wow.
What a play for McCray. Holly looked dead to rights and just flipped it at the last second.
That's a Baker Mayfield type, Johnny Manziel type flip that he had right there. And that was just great awareness by Landon Holly in the backfield to get that ball out to Demetrius McCray for the big game.
The line up at the right hash. Twins right, 1 left, and a timeout is called on the field. And Hun takes their timeout there. I believe that's their last one of the half. 6:40 left to go, and even on that play when it wasn't intended to go to McCray, he was kind of just there for pass protection. Ended up getting the ball and led to a 1st down.
I just let you know, like, you know, athletes make plays, you know, between Landon Holly and Demetrius McCray. They made something happen, and that's what it's going to be required. If TFA is going to win, they're just going to have to make some things happen. You know, sometimes it's not going to happen as it's drawn up on the play sheet, right? On the call sheet. You have to make sure that you go make a play, and that's what the best players do.
1st down and 10 for TFA. Will come from the 32-yard line. Their offense seeing a little life right now. And this is kind of the opposite of what's happened for the Royals in the last couple weeks or a couple games this year where they're up early in the first half. Their offense just gets out hot, and then they lose it. Twins out left, 1 right. McCray looks to be the back. Might be Powell. Holly takes the snap, fake handoff, looking over the middle, and it's overthrown again above the head of McCray. Holly hit the deck again as well, 2nd and 10.
They're touching Holly every single time, and that's what good defenses do. Whether he throws it or whether he keeps it, you got to put him on the ground. And, you know, when you have a guy, 5-star, you know, coming off the edge, it really is. You know, Luke Waffle is 6'6", 255, committed to USC. So, you know, you're talking about a guy coming off the edge with a intensity, and he's making sure that he makes his presence felt every time.
Holly gets a hard count to work. That'll add 5 to TFA's drive here. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 now as Jake Bragi, the sophomore linebacker, jumped offside from the far side edge. I believe so. Twins left, 1 right. Holly is the quarterback. And back to pass, looking near side for McCray. It's thrown, and it's over his head. That's the 4th throw that Holly's let go that's been way over the head of the intended target, 3rd and 5.
It's like they're getting the matchups they want, but they're just not completing them yet. At some point, they're going to have to start completing some of these passes. Now you're in a 3rd and 5. And looks like TFA has gone away with what worked last series and decided to change it back up. Powell's in the backfield and McCray in the slot.
Trips left, Jadion Jackson on the right side of the line. It's a handoff to Powell on 3rd and 5, and he's brought down at the 30. Good job by the Hun school to tackle him at the line of scrimmage on this near side. 4th down and long for TFA as they run it on what normally is a pass play in that situation.
Yeah, tackle for a loss there. Could have been a read option that he felt better of handing it off than throwing it, but they're going to need 7 yards here.
Looks like they're going for it on 4th down. Twins right and left with Jadion Jackson. The tail back to the right of Holly, standing in the shotgun at the right hash. Snap from the 30 coming up. Holly takes the snap, back to pass. Jackson from pass pro, looking near side from McCray, and it's over his head again. Holly leads McCray a little too much. Turnover on downs, and Hun will take over at their own 30.
Not a big fan of going away from what works. Now, clearly, they'd like to get the ball to number 6, but they tried to get it to him in the pass game, overthrew him 3 times on one possession, handed it off to him 0 times. The biggest play came from when they basically handed it off to him in the backfield on a broken play, and he ran down the field. If I'm TFA, I got to strongly consider the fact that Jalen Powell is an amazing running back, but the system that's working right now seems to be the system that has Demetrius McCray back there. Hope to get him going, and if you complete some of these passes, it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Jalen Powell to run downhill, which he's so great at. So we hope that TFA can get it on track, move the ball, and not leave any more empty possessions.
1st and 10 for Lucas Prock and the Raiders. Their scoring has come on a field goal, 2 rushing touchdowns by Nick Diamond, who's now got 12 total touchdowns on the season, and 1 pass play to Shire for a 45-yard score. Twins right and left. Prock in the shotgun with Diamond to his left from the 30-yard line, left hash. Snap is taken. It's a handoff to Diamond. Initially hit at the 30 and tackled at the 32. Gain of 2 for the starting running back.
There's a stat that they have in the NFL, yards after contact. And if they had one, Diamond would have so many yards after contact.
Yeah.
I think last year Saquon Barkley had like 1,000 yards after contact or something like that rushing, which is pretty incredible. And this is the kind of back that this guy, not a Saquon Barkley type back, but he's getting yards after contact every time.
Twins right and left. Prock under center with the tight end and 1 back. In motion is Hogan's from left to right. Play action. Looking out right, and it's thrown and caught at the 45. Hit and wrestled down at the 48-yard line. 1st down for Hun. Gain of 16. Receiver was Malloy.
Great concept there. Yeah, 2x2, motion to 3x1. And what happens is when the defense doesn't shift, you leave open gaps in the defense. So he just kind of ran a wheel stop and was wide open.
1st down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Twins left, Twins right. 1 back with Prock to his right, 48-yard line right hash. Prock takes a snap, back to pass, inside his own 40, screen pass to Diamond. He'll get hit for a loss of 2. And a Royal wrecked up the play on the far side.
That was an incredible play defensively over there, and looks like some extracurricular activity after the play. There's going to be a personal foul on somebody. It's typically the person that retaliates.
Referees are meeting at the 47, just by the numbers on the 50-yard line. Coming out to make this call. After the play was unnecessary roughness on the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty after the loss of 2. That's another big loss for Hun. I think those have been really the only weaknesses that we've seen is just undisciplined and flags being thrown.
Yeah, I mean, they can move the ball. They haven't been stopped. They got stopped 1 time. And, you know, they've been doing exactly what they need to do offensively, almost pretty much getting whatever they want except for running off tackle. And now you just got to stay disciplined. And testament to TFA for staying disciplined in the secondary there. You know, previous weeks we've gotten that penalty. So it's good to see them hold the water, as they say.
This is about 2nd down and 32, I believe, in the I formation. Play action rolling out to the left side and thrown from the shotgun, and it's incomplete. Tried to go all the way for the sticks, but it was incomplete for the first down, so it's 3rd down and long yet again.
A couple things you're seeing right now is, you know, the push that TFA was getting early, they're not getting right now. So whether they change up something scheme-wise in the pass protection, not sure. But the Hun School is getting what they want, but they're missing the target now. So that's a welcome sight if you're TFA.
It's 3rd down and 27. Twins out left, one right, I formation for Proc. Hand off to Diamond, who is swamped and still fighting for yards, but TFA not letting him get through this time. 4th down and a mile for the Raiders.
Big time stop there for the defense of TFA. That's the kind of stop that you're going to need to change and shift the energy on that sideline, shift the momentum. With 3:45 left in the half, you need something very positive going into halftime.
They will have to punt from the 20-yard line. Lead back to receive is Devin Jackson. And punt from the 20, it's low, end over end. Takes the first hop at the 40-yard line and caught. Return 35-40 and still on his feet, breaking through tackles to the 45-yard line. Another good return for TFA, one of the best parts of their game in this matchup. So they'll have about 3:13 to go and score another touchdown, down 17.
Big drive here, big drive. You've proven that you can go down and score, but the way that you've scored has been running the ball down the field with a running clock. So you're going to have to get a play down the field, some sort of a reception, some sort of a catch and get out of bounds. You're going to have to move the ball more than 5 or 6 yards at a time if you're going to want to score before the halftime.
1st down and 10 from the right hash at the 45-yard line. Holly is the quarterback, trips out left, one right with a back to Holly's left. Snap is taken, looking over the left side. QB draw up the middle, and they're not going to have any of that. Brought down for a loss of 3. Luke Waffle, the 4-star USC commit, in there on the stop.
Yeah, it almost looked like that there was something broken down there. Jadion Jackson took a fake handoff, went off tackle, and then there was nobody there. And then it looks like Landon Holly took it himself and got nowhere. So a loss of 3 or 4. When you have a 5-star coming off the edge, you better get where you're going quick. Otherwise, he's going to make you pay for it.
Holly is the quarterback, trips out left, and handoff to McCray over to the right side, and he is beat up again. This defensive line for the Hunt School is wrapping up the Royals. Loss of 2 on the play, 3rd down and long.
Got to dig deep here. Got to figure out something. You have 2 plays for -6 yards. 3rd down and long. You actually have 1 play to get this ball to the 45-yard line on the other side of the field. Otherwise, you're going to be forced to punt, and there's still 2 minutes on the clock.
3rd and 16. Trips out left, one right. Jackson is the back to the left of Holly. From the right hash, the 39-yard line. They've got to get to the 45 of Hun to keep this drive alive. Holly takes the snap, looking left in the shotgun. Pocket collapsing. Holly gets out of it, throws it over the near side for Whitfield. Over his head, but a flag is on the field at the 32, right in front of a TFA coach.
Big time play there. He grabbed onto Bam. As Bam released when Landon Holly broke the pocket, Bam Whitfield releases down the field. The defender had to grab him. If that's how the referee saw it, that's going to be a defensive pass interference.
Which would be another penalty that gives TFA a 1st down, the 3rd in this first half. This time from really far away. It is PI on the defense. They say it's still 3rd down. So since it was 3rd down and 16, I believe it'll set up 4th down and short. 4th down and 3. 4th down and 1, actually. Or are they still saying it's 3rd down?
Yeah, you repeat the down there.
So 3rd down and 1. Twins left, 1 right, a couple tight ends. And the Hun School is really approaching this line of scrimmage on the hard count. Showing blitz here as McCray is the back to the left of Holly. The O-line will switch around some of the guys. Snap, McCray up the middle. Hun all over it, still on his feet though, and gets the 1st down.
Another face mask.
Yeah, there's a flag below the numbers near the 50.
Look like another face mask from the Hun School. Looks like the Hun's defense is TFA's best offense right now.
Making a lot of plays, giving TFA extra yards. It's still a 1st down regardless if they were to wave the flag, but personal foul, face mask, so add 15 again. Penalties are killing Hun. They're still up 17 points, but those have been their Achilles heel so far.
And you know what else is doing too, Jake, is it's stopping the clock, right? They're getting tackled in bounds where the clock should be running for the Hun School so that clock runs down, and they're actually stopping the clock every time they get one of these penalties.
28-yard line for TFA, right hash, Twins left, 1 right. Holly, the quarterback. It's a handoff to McCray. 30, bouncing outside, 25, and wrestled down at the 25-yard line. Gain of 4 for McCray.
You're going to have to get on the ball and go, go, go. You have 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Have to have some urgency here. Still got 25 yards to go to get to the end zone.
2nd and 6 from the left hash. Twins left, 1 right. McCray, the back to the left of Holly with tight end as well on the line of scrimmage. Snap is taken, play action. Holly back to pass, looking over the middle, pocket collapsing, brought down by the back of the jersey. Another sack for Hun. Luke Waffle with the celebration, swings like a baseball bat. That'll be a loss of 7 if it stands.
That could have easily been another penalty on the Hun School. He grabbed Landon Holly by the back of the jersey or up by the neck area. Unless they deemed that he didn't get inside of the jersey, but that surely looked like a horse collar tackle. Nonetheless, you know, they're getting to the quarterback. His first option is not an option anymore. He's flushing him out of the pocket. And then if he's not flushing him, they're sacking him. So, you know, TFA is going to have to get something going here. They're going to have to get their best offensive play, and it's going to have to be outside the numbers because they're going to have to be able to get out of bounds and stop the clock so that they have a chance to score with 45 seconds left.
So after a couple penalties, TFA with a long 3rd down to go. And if you haven't been with us the whole time, TFA got the ball first, and 2 Brian Dillard fumbles on back-to-back possessions led to a quarterback change where Landon Holly is now in the game. But when Holly's been in the game, there have been a ton of overthrows on receivers that have been pretty open down the boundary or over the middle. Holly just kind of leading them a little bit too much. And so now we're in a position where TFA could cut this lead back to 10, cut this deficit back to 10 rather. It's 3rd down and 13 from the 31 on the left hash for the Royals, as they're taking all the time they need to get this play call right in the huddle. And Brian Dillard runs out there. He will be the quarterback for this 3rd down. Twins right and left. Jackson, the tailback. Dillard takes a snap, rolls to the right. Jackson blocking. Dillard run even with the 40, looking to throw downfield, and he can't do it.
There it is.
And another flag
Another
as Dillard was already out of bounds, and yeah, it could have been a horse collar tackle. So that'll give the Royals another 1st down on 3rd down. Just the mistakes for Hun keeping TFA in this game.
This reminds me of about a month ago at O'Galley, where I think the offense of O'Galley had about 12 yards of total offense, but moved the ball 70 yards down the field because of penalties and ended up scoring at a critical time right before halftime.
So they'll say it was a face mask. So he got a little bit higher than the neck, as that'll move him up. That has been the source of TFA's offense today. Essentially is the penalties. 1st down and 10 from the 16 on the right hash, and Holly will come back out there. And Dillard will move from the quarterback to the slot right. I don't know if that's ever been said. But
with the Swiss Army knife it has, though, because he's one of your best receivers, but he can't throw it to himself. So.
And McCray is the back to the right of Holly. Twins right, one left. Holly back to pass, looking left. It's thrown left on the fade, and it's incomplete. Another flag late. Another flag in the far side end zone at the pylon on the goal line. 2 referees threw it. They both saw it. And it looked like Williams Jr. was running an out route and then cut up field last second, but Holly was throwing to him on the out route. Williams Jr. holding his hands up, confused about, I believe, the throw there. He was looking towards Holly.
Yeah, there was a little confusion there, but it looks like it is on the defense again.
Pass interference on the defense, the 4th penalty of this drive for Hun. So they'll have first down and goal from the 8. On the right hash, Williams Jr. on an island on the far side, joined by Dillard, who's in the slot left. And Danny Odom is the wide receiver on this near side. And back to pass is Holly. Pocket collapsing. They didn't get to him. Holly still on his feet. 10, 5, going for the end zone. Touchdown, TFA. Landon Holly using his legs. Gets TFA 6.
I got to tell you, man, that's heart right there. That's heart. That's grit. See Landon Holly break out of there, and he saw that front pylon, and he ran for a top speed saying, "You will not catch me." That's kind of grit you like back there, quarterback.
A couple plays Landon Holly has made the last 2 weeks has given the Royals some hope. Him showing that he will not give up on a play. That time runs for an 8-yard score. Didn't even have to go all the way to the pylon on the far side. Walked in at the right side of the R in Royals in the end zone. The kick is up and good. Deficit down to 10 points. The Royals trying to manage a little comeback of their own with 26 seconds left to go. Very important here to hold Hunt to no points because they will get the ball back first in the second half.
Yeah, this is manageable. I mean, they're going to get the ball back. There's 26.1 seconds on the clock right now. The Hunt School is going to get the ball with 26.1 seconds on the clock because Vance Phones will likely kick this ball out of the end zone. He kicked it all the way almost through the uprights on the last kickoff. So if they can just hold tight, they don't have any timeouts remaining, I don't believe. So if they can just prevent the big play, they can do a good job here.
So TFA will run out and kick this one off from the 40. Middle of the field with 2 back to receive for the Raiders. Again, it's homecoming night here at TFA, Wizard of Oz theme. They'll present the homecoming court on the field at halftime with the homecoming dance tomorrow. So this place is packed. And a modest crowd for the Hunt School over on the far side bleachers as well. They've about half a section filled out. Phones will raise his hand and walk to the ball and kick this one deep. And as you predicted,
I think he made it through the uprights. Seriously,
and the field goal is it's not.
Do we get points for
that? I wish.
That'd be nice.
That would add another level to football.
Yeah.
What if you're down 1 point and you say it's a field goal? So rather than kick an onside kick, you go for the field goal.
I think that would be a good rule to implement. I mean, they're adding all kinds of other stuff. You might as well add that.
Probably be similar to a 4-point line in the NBA.
Yes.
Which I'm for, by the way. I'd like that.
They got to do something because 3-pointers are just too easy for some of these people now. When I played slam ball, we had a 4-point line, but it was from 26 feet.
Oh, man.
So if you actually decided to bypass the trampoline and you wanted to shoot the ball from the wood, it was a 26-footer, and it was hard to make.
So they will take a knee, and the clock will run all the way down to triple zeros for the first half. TFA down 10. They've had to fight back. It was 24-7, and Landon Holly ran in for 8 yards to cut it down to 10. Hun will take over at the beginning of the second half. Quick thoughts before we hit the halftime. Coach, what are your thoughts so far for TFA coming out in the second half?
I love what they did with Demetrius McCray. The only time that they had success moving the ball down the field is when they put 6 in the backfield. I think as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, you got to look at what worked. And what worked was putting 6 in the backfield, moving it around, with 3 being in your formation, right? You're a lot more dangerous as far as out in the outside. And you're still dangerous in the box when you have number 6 running the ball. So Landon Holly does a good job of being able to manage that. And I think that that's their highest level of success, unless they can get the Hunt School to continue to do every other play a penalty to move them down the field.
So we'll take a halftime break as they present the homecoming court here from the First Academy. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Trevor Anderson. Second half action coming your way in about 15 minutes. Snap is taken, handoff McCray at the one, and he'll fight into the end zone. Touchdown for the senior on senior night. He got the first touchdown in the Venice game. This time opens up the scoring at home. Second down and goal from the 2. Handoff to McCray. Can he get a second? Yes, he can. Touchdown TFA. Extends their lead to 12. Handoff up the middle. McCray again. He'll get his third. 3 rushing touchdowns for the senior going to Pitt. And he loves it over there. Dancing for the cameraman. TFA up 22 points. Dillard up the middle, and he'll walk into the end zone. Brian Dillard got him. And he caught that ball for TFA. And just when you thought they were out of it, fakes the handoff and over the middle to McCray, and he'll walk in for 6. Number 6 gets the first 6 of the game. TFA with the lead on the road.
You love to hear it, Jake. 6 for 6. When 6 goes for 6, TFA is always a better team.
And welcome back up to the box for your halftime report. We got about 12 and a half minutes left to go of halftime as the homecoming court is walking towards us from the middle of the field, but I'm joined in the box by educational technologist or assistant to the director, is self-proclaimed title, Chris Krieger. Welcome up to the box, man. How you enjoying the game?
Oh, thank you for having me up here. It has been a blast so far. Homecoming crowd is looking great. Rough start, first 2 possessions, turnover on 1 and 2, so definitely happy to see him clean up at the end. Drive down the field a little bit with some help with the flags, but hey, we'll take it as we can right now, make it a 10-point game coming into the second half. So love to see it and hopefully clean it up here and put some more points on the board. And
typically in TFA games, they're usually the ones that go out front pretty early. and then surrender a lead. What do you think TFA needs to do specifically to clean up some of the mistakes in the second half?
Well, I'll be honest with you here. The Hunt School is legit, right? I'm from the 732, so representing Centerville, New Jersey here. Very familiar with the Hunt School and their program and how they operate as a school. They are legit, so they are the real deal. So I think the First Academy is definitely up for the task, but I think this is one of their tougher opponents this year that they're going to face, and I think that during halftime they can make some adjustments and definitely clean up with the game. Limit the turnovers, hopefully no turnovers in the second half. Going 2 for 2, like I said in the beginning here, is a really rough start. So clean it up, move the ball downfield. The passes are there. The receivers are open.
Right.
They're just overthrowing the ball a little bit, so hopefully calm down during the half, lock in, get those balls in those receivers' hands, and make the plays down the field.
Right. Let's get a little bit more into your story, because you said you're from Jersey, and I'm
Yes,
sure
sir.
that we got some New Jersey listeners here that are interested in that. So what's your backstory, man, coming from, as you said, the 732?
That's right, the 732, good old Centerville, New Jersey here. Attended St. Thomas Aquinas High School up there in Edison, New Jersey. So shout out to them. But yeah, no, I got brought down here in January of 2020 for internship with the Walt Disney Company. Graduated college, told to get some real world experience, so came down to get some of that. And the real world was experienced, because a couple months later COVID happened. So that kind of shook up everything, the whole world, and went back home, regrouped, came back down here, finished the internship, met my now fiance. Shout out second grade here at TFA, Miss Akubo, soon to be Mrs. Krieger. So she kept me down here and grounded, and here we are now, blessed to be here at the First Academy for the first full year. Came in late at the end of last year to help with some laptop turnover, as you said. Assistant to the director is the title I like to be called by here, but I don't think the school is on with that one yet. So happy to be here, and you are here as well, first year.
Yes.
So happy for you to join us and take over this booth, and you're doing a great job so far. So shout out to you.
That. Thank you so much. And what has been your favorite part of your role in the first couple months here?
So I think being able to interact with the students, the faculty and staff from K all the way through 12 here is such a blessing, and seeing kids and students and staff being able different walks of life, right, from 7 years old to 17, 18 years old, and seeing how we can really form them as students, right, and also through faith, being able to incorporate both those aspects here, and that then leads to the football field, the basketball court, and being able to see them grow is awesome. So. Yeah, definitely shout out to my boss, Director William Zavala. Shout out to him. He has been a great guide here and mentor as I kind of learn and grow with him and help ease his workload the best I can.
And I like that you said interacting with the students, because one thing I've really loved is you may teach, as a teacher here, you may teach or you may run into four-star athletes just in the hallway. And for me, growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, to public school, that wasn't super common, and so being here has just been cool. Like, everybody's super tall, a couple athletes in my classes, and I think it's fun to interact that way. You just have conversations about whether you said it's faith or sports or athletics or whatever it is, and TFA presents a good opportunity for that.
No, 100%, and we're on the radio right now, so they can't see, but we're both average, above average, right? How tall are you? Like
right.
6'1",
6'2" and a half.
6'2" and a half. Okay, and I think I'm probably right around there too, 6'2" and a half, right? And we get towered in these hallways sometimes by some of these kids. So it's really cool to see, and you never know who you're talking to or who their parents are or who they played for. So definitely different seeing that aspect and help them grow as student athletes.
To follow up with what's the most fun part of your job, what's like the least fun part of your job? What's the more mundane task? Because, we're talking about TFA here, and obviously there's the touchdowns that are fun to call, but also there's the tough moments you got to grind through. So what is that for you?
That's right. No, definitely some tough moments. More mundane would probably be the laptop turnovers that we did over the summer. We replaced every single student laptop. So that was a lot. That's about 1,200 laptops that Mr. Zavala and myself went and did. So we had to touch each and every one of the students' laptops and wipe them, re-enroll them, put them on a new server. So that took all summer. We were here 7:30 to 7:30 Monday through Friday, and then got that done. So definitely that was the least fun so far. But hey, if that's the worst thing that's going to happen here so far, I can't complain, because everything else has been biscuits and gravy. So.
Yes, and we're just getting started here at TFA. We'll have live stream broadcast for you all season. As now I'm joined by Coach Kevin Hall. Right when I'm talking about different events we're having here at the school, girls basketball coach pulls up here, but we're really excited to bring you guys some broadcasts and streams throughout the year for all sports, touching about 45 to 50 total broadcasts throughout the year. But Mr. Chris, thank you so much for joining us.
Mr. Stoope, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
The booth, bringing some insight from the tech world and the sports world combined into one. It's my favorite kind of people. When you can do two things really well, it works out.
Hey,
We'll see you
and
back. Yes,
I will
go
do what
ahead.
I can for you to make sure the tech in this booth just continues to grow year by year, so we have a full-on
Yes.
live stream
Yes.
24/7 here for you.
And
So
shout out, Chris also put in some Ethernet cables up
Hey.
here and constructed those, which are very important. If you watch that IMG game, the Wi-Fi was not too great, and that's been fixed since.
That's right. Since then, we were able to come up here and rewire what we had to rewire. I was in the loop post-IMG. I wish I could get here before that, but I was not. Post-IMG, I have been able to get in here, and I'm looking forward to work with you and the school and see how we can grow that and have some really solid live football streams here for the TFA.
Well, thanks for listening to our halftime podcast. 6 minutes on the clock left before second half action. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Chris Krieger, and he'll be gone, but I'll see you at the beginning of the second. Snap is taken, handoff McCray at the one, and he'll fight into the end zone. Touchdown for the senior on senior night. He got the first touchdown in the Venice game. This time opens up the scoring at home. Second down and goal from the 2. Handoff to McCray. Can he get his second? Yes, he can. Touchdown, TFA. Extends their lead to 12. Handoff up the middle. McCray again. He'll get his third. 3 rushing touchdowns for the senior going to Pitt. And he loves it over there. Dancing for the cameraman. TFA up 22 points. Dillard up the middle, and he'll walk into the end zone. Brian Dillard got him. And he caught that ball for TFA. And just when you thought they were out of it, Dillard fakes the handoff and over the middle to McCray, and he'll walk in for 6. Number 6 gets the first 6 of the game. TFA with the lead on the road.
You love to hear it, Jake. 6 for 6. When 6 goes for 6, TFA is always a better team.
And we're back for second half action from Warden Stadium, Croy Crowfoot Field. I'm Jake Stoope alongside Trevor Anderson as they're lining up to kick off. The Raiders will receive from the Royals. They're currently up 24-14, and we'll get the ball here. TFA with 2 early fumbles, both by Brian Dillard, put in Landon Holly, who led to a scoring drive, made it 24-14, got in using his legs. And now the Royals will have 24 minutes to try to even the scoreboard or better in this game where it could be a crucial loss, not only to the team, but I think the morale in general, for sure.
Yeah, you want to – this is one that you need. You know, you haven't won any home games this year. So to be able to come out in the last home game, homecoming night, you've got to protect your house, right? So it's 24-14. Other teams have proven to you that you can win from behind, and now you have to be the ones that do it this time.
Kickoff from the 40 on the left hash is Vance Phones. 2 back to receive, 1 at the 6 and 1 at the 2-yard line for the Raiders. And it's football time as Vance Phones sends this one into the end zone and caught at the O, and Royals for a touchback. They'll take over at their own 20-yard line, led by Lucas Prock, the phenom sophomore quarterback, currently 4th in the nation in passing yards with 34 passing touchdowns as well. In their wins that they've had this season, 48 points, 35 points, 64, 42, 48, and 51. They beat teams, and they beat them by a lot. And certainly looked like it could be that way early in the first quarter.
Yeah, but this is something positive. I saw TFA stop the bleeding and get down to business, and that's what they've done. And, you know, you like what you see from this point, so let's see if they can keep it going.
Twins left, trips right, Proc empty set, middle of the field, 20-yard line. Snap is taken, Royals rush 4, back to pass, thrown over the middle, incomplete. Intended target was Herbeck, who hadn't turned around in time on the right hash, second down.
You know, if I'm the offensive coordinator of the Hunt School, I see what I like. Again, TFA puts 2 defenders over 3 receivers over there. So he's looking to throw it to that trips, and he missed the target that time, but that's been open for him all night to this point. In the last couple possessions, though, they've missed the target a few times here, Jake, so maybe he's just getting pressure he hadn't experienced early.
Second down and 10, trips right, Twins left yet again. Proc standing at the 15-yard line, 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. TFA rushes 4, back to passes. Proc, and he'll get lit up in the backfield and fights his way out of it. No way, it's caught at the 30. Oh my goodness, how did Proc escape?
You know, TFA is not tackling very well right now. And the hardest thing to do is to get to the quarterback. And, I mean, he was in the grasp. And it looks like whoever had a hold of him tried to sling him down to the ground, to which your phenom 3-star sophomore quarterback maintained his feet, started to look upfield, and still was able to make a play.
Personal foul on the defense for roughing the passer as well. So after he escaped the pocket, he got hit. So that'll add 15 to the 10-yard gain, where it looked like it was going to be a loss of 10 on a sack. But Lucas Proc found a way out of it, delivered a strike over the middle.
Fundamentals. If you get that guy on the ground like you're supposed to, hold on, drag him to the ground, you don't have any kind of a penalty at all. So now you take a 10-yard loss into a 25-yard gain. First down in midfield.
From the left hash, Twins out right, I formation for Proc with a couple tight ends. Snap is taken, handoff to Diamond, bouncing outside, cutting to the 50, making a defender miss and brought down at the 49-yard line in plus territory. Gain of 6 for the senior running back. Incredible
open field tackle by David Coleman Jr. over there. When we've always talked about it in the past, when David Coleman Jr. gets involved in the run game, you know, TFA is definitely a better team. So, you know, it looked like they had the edge set, but then you have David coming downhill. It looked like it was going to be a big gain, but he chopped it down for a 4.5, 5-yard gain.
And Coleman, one of the many commits going D1 for this team next year, especially on that defensive side. Another I formation. Twins out to the left with 2 tight ends. Proc takes a snap, handoff to Diamond, this time bouncing up the middle and taken down after a gain of 2. Third down and 3 coming up for the Raiders.
Diamond with that scatterboo type running style. He runs rough, he runs low to the ground, he runs physical, and he runs downhill. He's a handful. You got to deal with him. So now right now you have to be not overly aggressive to where you give up anything with TFA, but you got to hold your line firm here at the 47-yard line.
Third down and 3. Trips out right. Twins left. Empty set for Proc, who's standing at the 48-yard line. Just right of center. Back to pass. Looking left and thrown on the cross. It's caught. 40 and still on his feet to the 39. Pushed backwards 3 yards, but they'll give him forward progress to the 39. What a play there. Gain of 8.
Big body catch right there. That's a big body catch by Amir Hogans. I mean, you're talking about somebody who secures the ball, and I think that's the second time that he's put his body in a third and short situation and secured the catch.
Twins
Great job,
left.
Hogans.
I formation yet again. 2 tight ends. It is another handoff in the eye to Diamond, who runs hard and is pushed back all the way behind the line of scrimmage after a gain of about 3.
Wow. Again, it looks like they had him bottled up. They threw him 5 yards back in the backfield, but he still got 3.5 yards on that gain there. What a tough runner.
A better job by this TFA defense to tackle Diamond. It's probably a point of emphasis in the half. And 2nd and 7.
Another thing, too, is that they run this old school 2 tight end, 2 back set type offense. I love it.
Twins left, 2 tight ends, I formation from the left hash, play action, Prague back to pass, looking over the middle. One guy down there, and it's picked off. Devin Jackson at the 10, 15, 20, trying to run it back. 25 makes a defender miss, 30, 35 with blockers, still on his feet, escaping everybody. Oh my goodness, Devin Jackson to the 44. What a play for the future Duck.
I tell you what, you play with fire long enough, you're going to get burned. You got Devin Jackson, 4-star. Why you throw it down the middle of the field with that guy down there confuses me. But he's proven time after time that not only is he a great safety, he's a great playmaker. He just broke about 55 tackles to go 45 yards. And every time I thought Jake was done celebrating over here, he was still on his feet, and he had to go again and again.
I'll pay you back for your broken speakers. As TFA will take over left of center, 1st down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Twins left, 1 right with a tight end and a back. That's McCray to the left of Landon Holly, who takes it, bounces to the left side.
Another face
gets
mask.
to the 46-yard line. No flag thrown. Gain of 2.
This is what you like to see. I like the thought here of having Holly there and then having Demetrius McCray run downhill to set the tone. It always takes more than a couple people to tackle him. Good gain of 3 on 1st down.
Snap it from the left hash at the 47-yard line. Van Whitfield is the slot right, Twins right, and Twins left. McCray in motion from left to right. Fake to him. Landon Holly design run, and he's hit. Level. What a shot there by Justin Hoffler, who just met him and brought him down.
Like a design run for Landon Holly right there, and maybe they thought they can get something going and take the flow away with other running backs coming across the formation. But definitely lost yards there, and that was a heck of a play by number 32 on the defense there. Squared his body up and made a physical play.
3rd and 9 from the left hash, trips right. Brian Williams Jr. by himself on the left with what looks like no safety help. And in those situations, they have targeted Williams Jr. And Jadion Jackson in there to the right of Holly, who's standing at the 40. The snap will come from the 45. Holly back to pass, looking left for Williams Jr. He does throw it to him, and it's incomplete.
How do we not see that? How do we not see a handful of jersey riding him like sea biscuits? And of everyone that was watching the play, none of them saw a handful of jersey. Amazing.
And after that play, which could have been a flag called for sure, Williams Jr. went and picked up the ball. So showing good sportsmanship there. It's 4th down and 9 inside their own territory. Looked like they might go for it as this play clock runs down, but they'll run out the punt team with Rhett Pfeiffer, who will stand at the left hash on the 30 to deliver this punt, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And back to receive is Brady Shire, the one with a 45-yard touchdown, as Ryan Smith limps to the line of scrimmage late. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Snap is taken. Punt is high. End over end. It looks like it's going out of bounds, and it will. Bouncing all the way to the track and caught by Bo Burgess off the bounce as the Hunt School will take over inside their own 35.
Bo Burgess, 4-star coach and administrator with tremendous athleticism over there on the 4th. I think it was lane 4 of the track to make a play over there on the track for TFA. Great job by Bo Burgess.
He makes a lot of good plays that go unnoticed. Doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
Yeah, it won't be on the stat sheet.
Little positive energy here after a pretty rough down and distance there, but first down and 10. First down and 10 from the 34-yard line on the right hash for the Hunt School. Twins out right. Proc will be in the shotgun with a tight end on the left side of the line and the right. We'll switch up the formation, moving trips out to the right side, tight end on the right side of the line, and a back to the right of Proc, who goes in motion. It's a screen pass.
Double pass.
He'll go back to pass, looking over left for Proc. He's hit by 3 Royals at the 25. The trick play, not tricking anyone tonight. Loss of 9.
This is the type of coaching that I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm going to speak my word on this. You've been successful. You've moved the ball. And now you try some trickery where your quarterback flexes out wide. The running back comes to the back. You direct snap like it's going to be a wildcat. You throw the ball backwards back to the quarterback and expect to get all that done in time for an aggressive TFA defense to not hit you with 3 people at the same time with no blocking. Loss of 10.
Yeah, and gives this defense momentum. For
Yes,
sure.
indeed.
Twins out left, 2 out right. Proc back to pass, looking over the middle. Pocket starting to collapse, rolls right at the 20, still on his feet, 25-30. Reaches forward to the 31-yard line, gain of 6.
Pretty good game. That's our first time being able to see him run like that. He's very nimble, once he got outside that pocket. Looked like they might have had him bottled up, but they did have the edge sealed, and he broke out of there. Looks like they mark it the 30-yard line. Maybe they had him stepping out of bounds earlier. Big time third down play, 3rd and 15 here for
Trips left, Twins right for Proc. Back to pass over the middle, and it's incomplete. Thrown low at the right hash. Intended target was Malloy, who they've really targeted on those 3rd down and long situations. And they'll have to punt from their own 30.
I got to tell you, it was a little bit deflating for them to not be able to get anything going on that last series after the big Devin Jackson interception. But now they've gotten 2 stops in a row, and that's, like you said earlier, Jake, that's a momentum builder, right? Yep. So now you start pushing them back. They're -5 on this possession, and now they have to punt.
The punter will line up at the 16-yard line on the right hash. And the snap was high. The punt is high as well, end over end. Fair catch called for by Devin Jackson. They'll catch someone like a receiver at the 30-yard line, so they'll flip the field evenly. Yeah. And TFA will have an opportunity to be on offense again for the 2nd time this half and try to get points. So our sideline reporter, Presley Sorensen, got to catch up with our athletic director, Andy Childs, on his thoughts about the game.
This is Presley Sorensen, your sideline reporter. I'm here with Mr. Andy Childs, the athletic director for TFA. So, Mr. Childs, I asked you earlier in the season about your expectations for the team. So I'm just wondering, have they fulfilled your expectations?
Absolutely. These young men work so hard throughout the year. They get up early in the morning. They're practicing every morning early before school starts. They work hard. They're playing a national schedule that I've never been around and seen a high school football team play. So they're absolutely meeting and exceeding our expectations. Sometimes the scoreboard is not the only way to judge something, but I'm so proud of them because they never quit. They keep competing. They keep fighting day in and day out. So, yeah, they are definitely meeting expectations, and I know they will continue to do so and even excel more.
And we'll come back for a run up the middle for McCray. He'll be brought down after a gain of 6. You heard from Andy Childs there, the athletic director. A gain of 6 or 7 on the play, 2nd down.
Great first down play. Again, put the ball in number 6's hands, let him run downhill, and establish your run.
Twins right, 1 left. Holly is the quarterback. Handoff to McCray yet again, making defenders miss. Spinning, and gain of 1 for McCray. 3rd down and I believe 4 coming up for the Royals. Back-to-back situations where they've handed the ball off to McCray up the middle. And they did that a lot in the first half, and it led to much success. He comes in with 210 yards rushing, but really didn't really run the ball until about 3 or 4 games ago.
Yeah,
small sample size. Trips left, one right. Holly back to pass at the 30, looking right. It's a high throw and double coverage, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Danny Odom at the 36-yard line and got his hands up, just couldn't corral it.
You know, I'm a big fan of taking advantage of your matchups. And even though Danny is a good matchup against anybody, he's a tough matchup throwing into triple coverage there. You had the guy over top of him. He ran a post route, so he brought him straight to the safety. And he still almost came down with the catch because Danny's that kind of an athlete. But now you've got 4th and 4 on your own side of the field, on your own 38-yard line. It's a big call right here.
4th and 4. Looks like they're going for it. Far side is Odom with Whitfield in the slot and Williams Jr. over to the near side. But a timeout is called by TFA, which could be crucial later down the road. But we're going to go ahead and go back to that Andy Childs interview so you can finish hearing his thoughts about this game.
This is Presley Sorensen, your sideline reporter. I'm here with Mr. Andy Childs, the athletic director for TFA. So, Mr. Childs, I asked you earlier in the season about your expectations for the team. So I'm just wondering, have they fulfilled your expectations?
Absolutely. These young men work so hard throughout the year. They get up early in the morning. They're practicing every morning early before school starts. They work hard. They're playing a national schedule that I've never been around and seen a high school football team play. So they're absolutely meeting and exceeding our expectations. Sometimes the scoreboard is not the only way to judge something, but I'm so proud of them because they never quit. They keep competing. They keep fighting day in and day out. So, yeah, they are definitely meeting expectations, and I know they will continue to do so and even excel more.
And also, I know it's a little bit earlier in the game, but how do you think the Royals are playing so far?
Right now, I think we're off to a little bit of a slow start, but I still have a lot of confidence that they're going to pick it up here in the second quarter and in the second half. And I got positive thoughts about the outcome of this game for sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Go Royals.
And they decided to punt it there on 4th and 4. Rhett Pfeiffer sent it to the 25-yard line. And it was returned by Brady Shire, but to no avail, as there is a flag down at the 48-yard line. Unless that's a banana peel, it looks like a flag on the field.
Yeah, they have that kind of discussion if there could be a roughing the punter, roughing the kicker, running into the kicker. If it is a running into the kicker, that's a 5-yard penalty, but that was 4th and 5, so they should be able to get the first down there.
Yeah, that'd be a big call.
Yeah.
It was during the kick, so the kick will stand. So not pre-snap, not having to do with the punter.
Yeah, holding on the receiving team there.
And again, we've kind of mentioned this a couple times, but just the penalties for Hun have been their Achilles heel. It's been the kicker.
Yeah.
Other than that, they have dominated this game in the stat category.
Yeah, they have. I mean, those penalties, you can argue, have kept TFA in the game. A 24-14 score right now. And you just had 2 empty possessions where you got them. One was an interception by Devin Jackson. One was a turnover, or rather a turnover on downs where they had to, punt the ball, and you got nothing out of it. Coming out with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. You have to create an opportunity right now if you're TFA. You have to create the opportunity for yourself if you want to get this thing rolling.
They'll take over at the 15-yard line after the penalty. First down and 10 from the right hash. I formation for Proc. Twins out left, one right. Snap is taken, handoff to the fullback. Not going anywhere. TFA all over it. Loss of 1, I believe, unless they give them forward progress to the line of scrimmage, which they do. Second down and 10.
Yeah, it's great work by the defensive front there, TFA. Not only that, the second level, they had great gap integrity. That means they filled the right spot, left no open holes for the running back, the up back to run through. Great defense by TFA.
Second down and 10. From the left hash is 2 tight ends on either side of the line. And Twins left. Slot man left in motion to the right side. Snap is taken. Play action, looking over the middle, and it's caught by his leading receiver. That was Tommy Douglas on the 23-yard line just outside the left hash for a gain of 7.
They do a good job with their play action concepts. They ran someone across the formation right there to make sure that the defense had to bump and shift over and threw it back to the window on the backside of the field that he motioned from. So pretty good concept there for the Hunt School.
Trips right, twins left, empty set for Proc. 23-yard line, 3 to go. 3:51 left to go in the third quarter. Snap, Proc looking left, and he throws it far on the go, and it's incomplete. Way too far from the intended target, and Hunt is begging on the far sideline for a penalty, but
there's nothing there.
They won't get one.
Yeah, there's nothing there. That's just great defense by Bam Whitfield, Tennessee commit. You know, he really was just in his pocket. And when you're, as a receiver, if you widen yourself and limit your opportunities to catch the ball and the defender squeezes the space that you vacated, it can't be a penalty. He wasn't using his hands. He had great body position, great defense, and another turnover on downs. TFA has to take advantage of this one, the third one in a row.
So they look like they're lining up a punt, but actually they'll change the formation and go for it. So Devin Jackson will leak up late, and they're trying to draw him offside with 5 seconds left on the play clock. Look into the sideline, and they've got to give up. They tried to do it. TFA very disciplined on that defensive line. I'm sure Coach St. Clair is happy about that one.
Yes.
So they will punt now.
Yeah, great discipline. I mean, and we're starting to see, I think we're actually starting to see TFA mature a bit defensively as well. You know, the points they gave up early were, you know, a few blown coverages, if you will, and a couple unique concepts. But it seems like all those unique concepts have dried up for the Hun School at this point. Now they're just really playing good, solid, disciplined defense.
Devin Jackson at the logo of TFA, and the punt's almost blocked. It may have been tipped as it gets out to the 35, takes a Hun bounce to the 45, and finally settles at the 45.5-yard line in their own territory. So TFA with really good field position when we come back for their next drive. Third down and 9. Back to pass, looking near side. He's throwing on the fade route for Williams Jr. Caught in stride. Touchdown TFA. Williams Jr. and Brian Dillard connect for 48 yards. We've seen that a ton of times this year. This time it gets him to 30 points.
Brian to Brian. It's never a bad combination.
We're back first down and 10, centrally. 3 out left and 1 out wide. And Holly throws it to McCray on the near side for the screen pass. Makes a defender miss and gets out to the 44. Gate of 1 as he's wrapped up by Alex Willis. Tried to save him from hitting the Gatorade. I don't know if McCray was mad at him or not, but gain of 1 either way.
Right. Again, once you get the ball into Six's hands, and the defense has to pay attention right here. So let's see if they can get something going in plus territory.
Second down and 9. Left hash, trips right, 1 left. McCray in motion out to the right side in the flat. It's thrown to him. Almost a backward pass caught by McCray. 40, 35, 30 on the far boundary and brought down at the 25. Gain of 19 for McCray.
Look who it is, number 6. Ride the hot hand. If you're Stephen Moffitt and you're the offensive staff, you got to ride the hot hand.
He really does look like Deebo Samuel about 3 years ago on the Niners.
There's no doubt about it.
Trips left, 1 right. Jackson in the backfield with Holly. Holly rolling out to the left. Design run up the middle, and he's hit. Loss of 2. Spun down at the left hash to the 27-yard line.
The rollout, the design rollouts and design runs for Holly don't seem to be successful for TFA at this point. He loses yards every time, but he's very successful when he sits back there and throws the open pass.
Trips right. As Holly back to pass, heavy pressure, throws a screen pass, and it's caught by Jadion Jackson, who's hit low. Great tackle by Cooper Breeler. Another loss of 2.
Yeah, really good tackle, really good one-handed catch, which Jadion Jackson has a tendency to do every week, but was chopped down at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Great play by the defense.
Way behind. You got to think, I feel like he's just trying to catch it with one hand at this point. He probably could have gotten 2 up there, but he's caught more this year with 1 than 2.
And that's a fact. That's a fact.
The Twins out right. Jackson to the right side of the line as a tight end. Near side receiver with a back is McCray to the right of Holly. In motion, far side receiver to the right. Holly back to pass. Pocket collapses.
You gotta throw the ball, son.
He can't get out of this one. Loss of 6. Holly gets swallowed at the 37. Now TFA with a decision to make.
The decisions that they need to make are create a concept where Holly can get rid of the ball in a 3-step drop. Anytime he has to go 5-step and set his feet, there's just too much heat. And then as soon as he sets his feet, he has to start trying to run and elude capture there, and it never turns out okay. Now you have a possession where you've lost 12 yards, and now you're punting from a very strange part of the field. So
would have been around a 50-yard field goal if they decided to let Vance Phones take one, but they were at the 25, and now they're out of field goal range. Rhett Pfeiffer stands at the 50, punts this one high, end over end, and it's out of bounds near the 5. The referee on the near side will mark it out at the 6, I believe. So a good punt for Pfeiffer, pinning Hun deep. But if you watched our game last week, if you know anything about being deep in this end zone on the left side, it's pretty easy to break one, as Brian Dillard did so
no doubt about
last
that.
week.
Well, you have 3 consecutive possessions where you've gotten the ball back, either by interception or by turnover on downs. You've failed to score. Good news is that you continue to stop them. Bad news is that you have to score to win the game because you're down 10. And it's the end of the third quarter now, and something has to change offensively for you to be able to get something going.
It was a high-flying first half, but since then, no points. Both teams have had 3 possessions. Neither have scored. 2 left, 1 right, 2 tight ends. And Proc under center to hand off to Diamond, who's met at the line of scrimmage, bouncing off tackles and brought down by Kyler Priester at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
Kyler Priester is a name we haven't said too much tonight, but he has been involved on all those running plays. Every time Diamond runs downhill, you have Priester as one of the first ones there, in addition to that defensive line. So, TFA really does look pretty good up front right now as Priester runs off the field.
And I was about to say, after that stop comes off the field. Tempo offense here. 3 seconds left on the play clock for Hun. Pistol formation. Snap is taken, handoff up the middle to Diamond. Trying to make the line move. It'll be a gain of 4. It's 3rd down and 6, and another opportunity for the TFA defense to get off the field.
Discipline's going to be the key right here. If I'm the Hun school, I'm going to try to get – I've watched TFA on film. They've had undisciplined moments. I would try to create a hard count or something to get them going. I wouldn't make it overly dramatic, but I would just try to make it look like something that they need to respond to and see if you can get a reaction.
And they won't have to snap this ball as they'll walk off the field. And hold up your 4s, ladies and gentlemen, from Warden Stadium. We're off to the 4th quarter. TFA down 10 on the ropes at home, but it's a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Hun School. Our sideline reporter got to catch up with the coach of the Hun School, Todd Smith, who's been there since March of 2014. Let's see what he had to say about this game so far.
This is Presley Sorensen, your sideline interviewer. I'm here with Coach Todd Smith. So you guys are up 24-14 going into the second half of the game. So what are your thoughts?
We're not playing great football. We're shooting ourselves. I think the penalties are probably 12-1 in favor of us, which isn't good. So we got to clean that up, and hopefully we can fly back to New Jersey with a win.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And welcome back. Something that you heard there from Coach Todd Smith is he thinks the penalty count has been 12-1, and I think he'd be right. And it's not like the refs are messing with anything. Like, these are genuinely calls that most of them have been personal fouls. I think nearly half of them have been a face mask. And so mistakes being made for the Hun School here late in this game, but now they'll have a 3rd down and 6 moving right to left, and twins out right, 1 left for the Raiders. Shotgun formation with a back to the right of Proc. Couple tight ends as well. Proc takes a snap, rolling to the right, at the right hash, still rolling right, throws it across his body over the middle, almost intercepted. That was, I believe, Danny Odom again.
Yes.
Who almost had his 6th interception in the last couple games. And so it'll be 4th down and long with Brian Dillard back to return for the Royals here.
I like this move right here.
I do too.
Even though Brian Dillard put the ball on the ground, running through traffic a few times, he's the kind of guy when you get him out in open space, he is absolutely deadly. So let's see if they can, if we can get some pressure on this. I like Danny Odom coming off the edge. He almost blocked the last one. He blocked one last week.
Good call.
Almost
there.
scored a touchdown. So
it's a good call there. Danny's lined up at the 20.
There
Tries to go for the punter,
There.
and it's almost blocked.
Oh, my
Danny
gosh.
is so close yet again.
Unbelievable.
The punt will land at the 49 and bounce into TFA territory. Great punt. Pins him at the 35-yard line on the left hash. And it is like a a surge of emotion whenever Danny comes off the edge on a punt. He almost gets every single one of them.
Oh, my gosh, man. And it's such a game changer. And last week, I mean, taking a tough loss by 1 point, but he blocked a punt last week, recovered it in the end zone almost. It squirmed out of his hands, out of the back of the end zone for a safety. And you wonder what could have happened there, you know. So, but he's definitely a menace coming off that edge in the punt game.
TFA will take the field with this huge offensive line, headlined by Chance Barclay going to Clemson, the 4-star. Reed Ramsier as well, who offers from all the big schools in the country. Garrity, the right tackle, who's going to Colgate next year. And Jadion Jackson in the backfield as the tailback, but he'll motion out to the right side and be replaced by McCray as the tailback. Hand off to McCray up the middle, brought down from behind, gain of 3. And some late action there at the 40-yard line. Looked like Jadion Jackson, or an offensive lineman rather, got thrown down late. Second down.
It's easy to confuse them sometimes. He's such a big body, but he's a nimble, athletic, agile fella. That's for sure.
He is a short Shaquille O'Neal, to put it plainly.
And if you ask him, you let him tell it. He can hoop too. So
excited to see him on the basketball court this year. Twins out right, one left, couple tight ends. Landon takes the snap, hand off to McCray, going to the right side, 37, bounces to the 40, and stiff arms a couple defenders and looks at him after it. Gain of 3.
Yeah, he stiff-armed somebody, what I call to the track meet. He stiff-armed so hard he almost rolled all the way to the track. And you know, this guy's dynamic when he gets the ball in his hands. Just keep giving it to him. Keep feeding him.
3 tempo offense, hand off to McCray up the middle. He'll get the first on his feet still to the 48. Runs it for 6 yards. And they're nearing plus territory here with 10:49 left to go on the clock.
You like this type of momentum right here, but the clock is not on your side if you're TFA, so you're going to have to make a big play here at some point.
They may have gotten the snap off without the Royals or them getting off the field, but a throw is deep for Holly and it's incomplete. I was hung up there because I believe it should have been a flag on the far side. Holly snapped the ball when there were 13 men on the field.
Yeah, they weren't in a hurry to get off either, so it's a shame that the referee he ran right in front of didn't throw that penalty.
In Jeff Conaway fashion, they tried to throw a shot after getting a 3rd down. But Holly overthrew him, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 48 on the right hash.
I'd really like to see TFA take these shots. That, you know, you got these corners on their heels. If you just run some 10-yard stops and get them to just soften up a little bit and start to come downhill, you could take these big shots. But they're just playing deep right now.
Twins left, one right, couple tight ends with a back. Holly takes the snap, hands it off to McCray, going to the left side behind blockers, cuts upfield to the 50, and is marked down at the 50. Gain of 2. Looked like he was dead to rights at the 45, but found a way to get 2 on the play.
Yeah, he's great balance, great patience right there, and that could have easily been a 3-yard loss. He turned it into a 2 to 3 yard gain.
3rd down and 8, and you got to think here in the middle of the TFA logo, clock is running because you're running the ball with McCray. This is 4-down territory.
Oh yeah.
3rd down and 8. McCray is the back. Twins right, 1 left, 1 tight end. Looked like a neutral zone infraction, and they will call it. That's a good call from the far side.
A really good call.
The edge on the far side kind of jumped a little early there, Coach.
Yeah, jumped the gun there. I mean, that's what happens. You get eager when you're trying to stop a run that is just running downhill on you. And but again, for TFA, that stops the clock, which is working in their favor. So again, another mistake by the Hunt School that works in the favor of TFA.
3rd and 3, same formation. Holly hard count, doesn't get them to bite.
Safety's running down.
Yeah. They've got 4 at the line of scrimmage with 7 in the box.
That means that they don't trust themselves getting beat down the field.
Heavy blitz. McCray bounces outside. He's hit low. Ball's out. He gets it back on the left hash of the 48. Loss of 2. 3rd down or 4th down and 5 coming up.
Yeah. That was a really, really good tackle by the.
It was.
As he came downhill to the line of scrimmage there.
Big play here. And if they don't get this, it would be really good field position for the Hunt School, who can likely just try to run out this clock. Up 2 possessions here. Twins out right, 1 left. McCray is the back. Holly takes the snap, looking right, steps up in the pocket, takes it himself. He'll be just shy of the yard to gain, gets 5 on the play. He needed 6, and the Raiders will take over at the 43 in their own territory.
little quick on the trigger right there with Holly. I mean, he did a great job of stepping up in the pocket, but he stepped up, took a quick peek, and then took off downhill. It's a great idea to do that, but when you need 5-6 yards on 4th down, you know, you're going to probably have to let that ball go and let some of your athletes on the outside make a play. We haven't done enough of that tonight.
38 points in the first half. A goose egg right now through 18 minutes. I formation, twins out left on the right hash. Hand off to Diamond, who cuts up the middle. Gets 3, 2nd down and 7.
At this point, it just becomes clock control. If you can get a stop, that's a big 1st down run, 4 yards on 1st down. If you can get a stop here, you have a shot. But if you don't get a stop here and they get 2 or 3 1st downs, it's going to be probably a little bit too far away from you to catch up with it. But they've proven over the last few series that they can get them out of there. So let's see what they do here.
Snap will come from the 46 on the right hash, 2nd down and 6. 1 out wide near side, 1 out left far side. I formation for Proc, who's under center. Snap is taken, handoff to the right for Diamond. He's got space, past the sticks, and pushed out of bounds for the 1st down at the 45-yard line.
This kid Diamond runs with violence.
He does.
I love it. He finishes forward. You know, when you make contact, you have to have a commitment to finish forward, and he always finishes forward. He turns losses into gains and gains into big plays.
The Diamond is a natural athlete, senior running back, only 5'9". So you short kings out there, don't be too sad. You got some hope.
Oh, yeah.
But he's 210, so
yeah,
short and
he's
stocky.
a load.
2 wide outs, I formation. And handoff to Diamond again. This time he won't get extra yards. Pushed down by 4 TFA defenders. In on the stop as well was Alex Willis, who's committed to Georgia Tech. He's playing really well right now out of the ACC.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Georgia Tech is on the come up right now. I mean, their program is looking really good, and you know they're starting to recruit in a fashion that allows them to build and grow. You know, they're one of those in-betweener schools that they're not an Alabama or a, you know, Georgia, where you have just 5-star, 4-star. You know, they get really, really good 3-star athletes that play just as well as anybody in the country. And, you know, it looks like that they slipped to Georgia Tech, but really they made a strategic decision to go to a school like that and really build something.
2nd and 5, I formation yet again. 1 wide out on the left and the right. Rock under center, hands it off to the left side. It's just an outside zone play, and he'll get to the 40. Ball's on the ground.
Oh.
TFA says they have it. This would be big.
Oh. What do we have here?
Referees discussing at the 40-yard line. The head official has his hands up and says it's Hun football.
Wow.
That could have been massive, but the Raiders fall on it.
Yes. There wasn't enough celebration from the TFA side to have me believe that they actually had the ball.
There were a couple guys pointing down the field, but
yes.
Quick trigger. 3rd down and 5 at the 40 centrally. They'll huddle up right now. 20 seconds on the play clock. 6:00 on the game clock. Not much time left. This is a play you've got to make if you're TFA to get a stop here. Again, with only 2 timeouts. They took one 4 minutes into the half. And that play clock will run all the way down to 1. And Hun will take a timeout and discuss this one. So both teams down to 2 timeouts. And we'll take a short break here from Warden Stadium. 6 minutes left of action, assuming there's no overtime left in Orlando. Snap is taken, handoff McCray at the 1, and he'll fight into the end zone. Touchdown for the senior on senior night. He got the first touchdown in the Venice game. This time opens up the scoring at home. 2nd down and goal from the 2. Handoff to McCray. Can he get a second? Yes, he can. Touchdown, TFA. Extends their lead to 12. Handoff up the middle. McCray again. He'll get his 3rd. 3 rushing touchdowns for the senior going to Pitt. And he loves it over there. Dancing for the cameraman. TFA up 22 points. Dillard up the middle, and he'll walk into the end zone. Brian Dillard got him, and he caught that ball. And we are back for a big 3rd down. I formation Wide out to the left and right. TFA with 4 on the line of scrimmage. They rush 6. It's a play action. Proc rolling out to the right at the 50. Past the right hash, thrown up the field, caught at the sticks. First down Raiders. It was Garbolino, gain of 6.
Just a really patient play. The tight end was coming out. Defense read it. They saw it. But he was out in front of the defenders that were chasing him. So the defender got caught halfway between, do I go tackle him or do I stay here? Took one step up, lost sight of the tight end. Beautiful catch for a first down.
I believe they've got a water break now on the field. Set the scene a little bit. Both teams with 2 timeouts. TFA down 10 points with 5:32 left to go on the clock. And this one's been dominated by Hun pretty much the whole game. We saw a little bit of life from the Royals at the end of that first half with Holly running in for a score and McCray starting off the scoring for TFA with a running play of his own. But in this second half, it's been all defense, and that's not normally the case for TFA games. Last week it was a 40-16 lead late in the third quarter, and they lost 41-40 against Venice. They gave up 2 touchdowns in the second half, made it a game there, and now we're in a situation where they need a comeback of their own. First down at 10 at the 34-yard line, I formation, right hash for the Raiders. Diamond is the back who's standing 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. And snap is taken, handoff to the fullback up the middle. That's Hogan's. Goes to the right side, gain of 4. Second down and 6.
You know, Jake, one thing I really like when I watch the Hun school is they mix it up between an empty. They'll go 3-by-2 empty, but then they'll go under center. Not a lot of schools are teaching offensively quarterbacks to go under center these days. Now, I know college is wide open, and it's like almost every single thing is out of the shotgun. But when you get to the NFL, what do you see, right? You start seeing them mix it up between under center and gun. And you like to see schools that have an offense that's complex enough to be able to do both. So I really enjoy watching that out of the Hunt school.
Second down and 6, clock down to 4:52, 13 on the play clock. It stopped about, the play clock restarted with about 8 seconds, after 8 seconds after the last play. So Hun getting blessed with a little more time as it'll be a design run up the middle for the quarterback. Looked like he was stopped just shy, but made an extra effort. They said he wasn't down, and Proc gets the first down backwards. He looked like he was dead to rights and just kept pushing backward and got the first down. What a play.
Incredible. I mean, I don't think I've seen something quite like that. They were holding on to him, and he was kicking his legs like he was doing a backstroke in a swimming pool. And he was still moving along, too, and he was not on the ground yet. Got a few extra yards to get that first down.
And that's a killer for TFA. So send twins out to the right, one left. I formation, first down and 10 from the right hash at the 18-yard line, or the 24 rather. So snap is taken, handoff to the right outside zone as Diamond pushes his way up, still on his feet.
Ooh.
First down for Diamond, who ran up that far side boundary, making defenders miss for another first down.
Yeah, he runs hard. I mean, Devin Jackson came in, absolutely cleaned his clock, but he looked like he was okay with it. He bounced right up off the ground and threw the ball to the ref.
So they'll have it at the 11. They could technically get another first down, but they'll let this clock run as much as they can. TFA with 2 timeouts. A little bit of a positive thing is TFA's defense has been really good inside the red zone. Normally their stops come from there. They get beat in the open field, but they'll have 2 fullbacks as blockers in the I formation from the right hash. Handoff to Diamond, going up the middle and taken down after a gain of 4. And TFA has not called a timeout yet. Conaway is about 25 yards away from the closest referee.
You know, I've seen teams win in Florida, in this area. I've seen teams like Dr. Phillips win a state championship without scoring a lot at all. But if you are playing the type of defense that TFA is playing right now, you have to expect that your offense is going to give you some love and score a touchdown or 2. And you know, if that were the case, then it would have made this game a whole lot different. But you know, the TFA offense has just stalled in the second half.
Second down and 6 from the 7, same formation. Brock under center, takes the handoff, goes to Diamond, who's taken down for a loss of 1. Good defensive stop there for the Royals as they will take their second charged timeout of the half with 2:02 on the clock. 3rd down and 5 coming up here from Warden Stadium. We're back, 3rd down and 5. The decision to make here. Brock is in the shotgun, takes a snap. It's a pass play. Looking over the middle, heavy pressure, pocket collapsing, evading everyone and throws it out of bounds. He did exit the pocket, and it did barely get back to the line of scrimmage.
Smart play by the quarterback there to just get rid of it, avoid any damage. He sidestepped a couple defenders that were flying in, and he said, hey, let me get rid of it. But, you know, the one thing that does give the advantage to is TFA, because now it stops the clock. Now you have 4th down. If they kick a field goal here, it's still a 2-score game.
And they run out. Trips left, Twins right. So they're, looks like they're going for the knockout punch.
Yeah.
From the right hash is Proc. Takes the snap,
draw.
looking left. Throw is on the way, and it's caught for a tutty. Over the middle. He found Malloy. And that is the dagger.
Yeah.
They more than double TFA's score. Get to 30 points with just 2:15 left to go. What a play call there for Coach Todd Smith.
Yeah, I mean, you love it when you see him go empty. What that means is they trust their protection, they trust their concepts, and they deliver. And they trust the quarterback to make the right read. And they deliver, even on 4th down.
So to kick will be Trust. The kick is up and good. 31-14 in favor of the Hun School, as the stands on this near side are a little bit less populated. Fans starting to walk out here.
Yeah.
And it's been a hard couple weeks with.
Yeah.
This would be, if the Royals cannot make a miraculous comeback, the 3rd straight loss after winning 4 straight.
Yeah.
Technically, if you count the preseason game against IMG, started out 0-3 and then won 4 straight. And now
4-0.
To be on another 3-game losing streak, it's got to be a gut punch for these fans.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, not just the fans, but, you know, the morale of the locker room as well. And, you know, no matter how good of a team you are, you lose games, you start to see, you know, the character of who you really are. This is a tight-knit group. But, you know, there's always going to be some tough conversations that happen in that locker room between coaching staff and the players. And, you know, it's how they respond to it that really makes all the difference.
And this TFA roster has 15 guys that are ranked at least a 3-star. And they fumble the kickoff, and it's recovered by Hun. What a kick. And that is it. The kickoff landed at the 34. It was mishandled. Couldn't tell by who. And now the Hun School will essentially just be able to kneel it out. Another fumble there.
Mistakes. Gets from bad to worse. You know, if you cut your arm and you're bleeding, the first thing you got to do is stop the bleeding. And it didn't seem like TFA was able to stop the bleeding tonight as it related to those mistakes.
The Raiders in victory formation. It's the referee, the back judge coming in. Yeah, the head judge rather comes in and places the ball somewhere different, I guess, and talks to that offensive line. I don't believe a flag was thrown.
I think they're trying to get the play clock right.
So, I mean, technically you could have more time.
I mean, they're getting the game clock right.
Yeah. It's currently running down.
But the Play clock's not running, so I think they're trying to match it up. Okay, they got it going now.
Now the game clock at 1:38. Still running down to 1:35 now. The referees will blow their whistles. The clock stops at 1:34. Some confusion there at the line of scrimmage, but they'll reset back up. And the head referee tells the clock to keep running a little bit, I believe. Now it's at 1:30. So not really sure what's going on here, but they're trying to get this call right. And this is the second game that Jeff Conaway has been back as the head coach for the Royals. And starting off 0-2 against two really good opponents, both which likely after this week will likely both be ranked in the top 150 in the nation. Most of the teams on this TFA schedule, unlike years in the past, have been ranked in the top 100.
Yeah.
So this new schedule, although exciting, has proved to be pretty daunting for this Royals team this year.
It's also proving as well, you know. I mean, the one thing about playing such great teams is that you find out exactly who you are, what kind of team you have, and you find out if you're really, you're really what you think you are, and just because you're losing doesn't mean that you're bad, and just because you're winning doesn't mean that you're the best. But you do find out exactly who you are in the midst of all that, and that's what TFA is finding out right now.
So it'll be fourth down, or it says fourth down. I think it's first down.
Yeah.
The down guy, and they won't even, they'll take a snap there.
Yeah.
And just kneel it down, I believe. Or was it actually fourth down?
No,
The
I'm
clock
sure.
stopped at 25.2, and both teams are running off the field. TFA is lined up to shake hands. They'll just run it out.
They just said they're going to run it out.
Yeah. They'll run it out. So the Hunt School from New Jersey comes in on the road and wins by 17 against this TFA team. They'll improve to 7-3. The Royals go to 4-5 with a road trip against a 7A team in the Lakeland, who is known for winning state championships here, as they'll go all the way there, about an hour and a half away to take them on. What do you tell your team in this locker room, Coach, if you go in and take on a team that's really, really good next week?
You tell them finish strong. You tell them finish strong. There is something out there that a lawsuit or something legal happening that may potentially give TFA the opportunity to play in the playoffs this year. It's a long shot, but it's a possibility. But, that's neither here nor there. You have to go out and play this last game against Lakeland as if it's the last game you're going to play. You have some talented seniors on the team, talented veterans getting ready to go to big schools. This is going to be their last opportunity to play the game that they love on the high school level. And so you want to tell them, hey, finish strong. Finish strong for your teammates. Finish strong for your family. Finish strong for your pride and your excellence. And they preached it all year long, the Jesus way, and they preached excellence and a high level of mindset. And so you have to finish like that. Despite all odds, you have to be perseverant. You have to remain steadfast, and you have to make sure that you finish with integrity. And TFA has the type of guys on the coaching staff and the type of young men on the field that know how to do that. And so they're going to have to take that to Lakeland in a very hostile environment, playing an orange and black school on Halloween of all nights. And, they have an opportunity to go in there and prove that they still are one of the top teams in Central Florida against one of the best teams in the state of Florida.
And that'll be a wrap here from Orlando, Florida. For Trevor Anderson, our color commentator, our scoreboard operators, Zachary Winfield and Noah Mazzilli. For our sideline team, Presley Sorensen and Karina Govind, I'm Jake Stoope. Hunt improves to 7-3. TFA falls to 4-5 with a chance to get back on the yellow brick road next week against Lakeland.